Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's me, your boy, That Ninja Dev, and I'm joined, as always, by my main man, Donnie Eat the Hype Reese.
Greetings,
and
Koopalings.
Delvin, Happy Pride Month Cox.
What's up, everybody?
That's going to be the name for like the whole month? Is that?
Yeah, I figured it'll be appropriate just to leave it there for the whole month.
Good,
Give them
good.
some praise.
Delvin hasn't played Elden Ring, Cox.
Exactly.
That is truth. It's truth. We are also joined by one half of the Board with Everything podcast, Mr. Josh the Bonesaw. Bourbon, how are you this afternoon or evening or whatever it is in your time zone?
9:30, so it's bedtime, baby.
Yep.
I'm good though.
You're
I'm
an
happy
old
to be
man.
here. I'm happy to be here.
You're
Yes,
older than me.
yes.
You
Listen.
said 9:30 is bedtime.
I
That's
bought
worse than me.
I bought a digital ticket to Everything Everywhere All at Once for screening Monday night at 9:00,
And it was awesome.
and I went to bed at 8
Oh,
Oof.
because I was so tired.
that movie is
feel
high
so
on the watch list. I want to watch that movie.
Yeah,
a
so
bit.
I
I
gave
do
him
too.
I
I
gave
bought
him
it
some
on
of my
Voodoo.
money, and now I'll have to buy it when it comes out. So
I saw
give
the
him some more
Amazon
money.
special.
It's-
It was down to like $19.99. I was like, maybe.
Yeah, it's only $20 on Voodoo. So I
Yeah,
might
it's
as well just buy
streaming
it.
today officially.
Mm-hmm.
I may have to
Yep.
get that because that is definitely what I want to see as well.
It's their highest grossing film
I
of
just
all
bought it.
for all A24 films.
It's a high
Very
bar.
nice.
That says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for real, for real. All right, gentlemen,
good.
let's just jump right into it. We will start with our guest, Josh. What have you been playing?
Well, based on my bedtime, you could probably guess where all my free time is going. It has been a struggle to get like some serious gaming, and so a lot of my gaming has been spent mobile. Although I did play, a game on the PC that I don't know that any of you guys are going to want to play, and it was recommended to me by Kyle. It's called Dwarf Romantic. Now,
Nope.
I don't know what the
What?
name. I don't know what the deal
That's
is.
that
with
already.
that. It's basically it's like a tiling board game, video game. If you ever played like a game called Carcassonne, it's similar to that. You plant in tiles, expand in areas. It's very like chill, chill music, something to play in the background. So I've been playing that. I know I'm not going to talk too much about that. If you get it, you
Now
get
I
it.
know how Donnie felt when I was talking about Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, Donnie.
And I can barely even tolerate vampires, so I hear you. Diablo Immortal has been taking up a lot of my time. Really enjoying that so far. I still haven't done justice to Donnie and played it on PC yet to compare.
I tried plugging it in.
Yeah.
Didn't change anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm playing on mobile only. I did download it for PC, but I haven't tried it yet. But I haven't seen a reason to yet. And I'm doing this freaking fantasy game league, and I'm getting crushed by review bombs for Diablo Immortal instead of actual good, solid reviews. So whatever, that's fine. But what's really been taking up the most of my time, I got into it's open beta now. I got into the beta for a game on Android called Marvel Snap, and it's made by the guys who did
Like
Hearthstone.
Pokemon Snap?
No, like Thanos Snap. Less Pokemon, more Thanos. It's by the Hearthstone,
always
one of the
good.
guys from Hearthstone. So it plays a lot of like Hearthstone. It plays a lot like a board game, video game adaptation, but it's all about 1v1 card based battle. It's really cool. The card art's awesome. Leveling up cards is really cool. Daily challenges, just the strategy of like you play in 3 different maps in the board, and the goal is to take control of 2 out of the 3 to win. And each of them have like special effects. Like there's like a murder world, if you're familiar with like a lot of the Marvel stuff. Murder world is like all your heroes are -3 power in this location. There's weird world where you're playing cards from the other person's deck, so you really can't like have a strategy to your own deck because you're playing your opponent's deck now. There's so many different ones. just really cool idea, and they're all random every game. So there's so many different levels. They do have like what they have like called hot zones, which are like areas that happen more often. So you might have like this map that's like draw a card every time you play a card here, pop up like frequently in a 1 day's period. So you can also like kind of like hone your skills around that too. It's very cool. It's free to play. I give it into the season pass because I like the game enough that I don't mind paying like $10 a month to support the app. But I'm not jumping into like the buying gold to buy different card art stuff, because you can get different card art for your characters on a limited basis. So it definitely has that mobile phone, microtransaction feel, but it's not as bad as like if you've ever played like Marvel Strike Force or Disney's one they have. Any of those games where like you log in and it's like close the pop up. No, I don't want to give you $80 for 100 free rolls in Yahtzee. I don't want to do that. No, like it's not like throwing that in your face. So that's nice.
That is
but yeah,
I've always felt like with some of those games, I know there was a Marvel one that was like an RPG Marvel one. Like,
yeah.
Make me pay the $50 and I'll just not be bothered. I
Yeah,
would
so you're not
gladly
bothered
play.
with all of it.
I would gladly pay $60 to play this game in peace forever.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Stop sending me all these pop-ups.
That's what I usually do. I usually they usually have like some big old discount pack or whatever.
Yes.
Whether it be like the, Retro Bowl or Fire Emblem Heroes or Pokemon Snap. I usually throw like $30-$40 at it as soon as it launches. And I just play however far that money takes me. And I usually quit before I reach the end. But if I reach the end, I'm like, well, that was fun. And then I move on. I don't think I've ever bought anything twice. I've never put more money back in. It's like, I'll give you this money, and then that's it. That's the end of our agreement. I no longer. Yeah.
No, that's also good. That's
sense.
a good strategy too. That way you're choosing one that when it comes to that point, if it's really worth more.
The only one that pushed me actually was Pokemon Quest, the little free-to-play game that came out on Switch and mobile. That was somewhat addictive. I was really into that game for like a week.
Yeah.
I still don't think I may have bought more stuff one more time. Yeah. I may have put like $30 into it twice.
Hey, that's all they need from you.
It was a good game.
Yeah, that was a fun game. Yeah, but that's it for me. I played it, like dabbled in a couple other games like I do on Game Pass. Play like 20 minutes of a game to see if it's
this sucks. Next.
Yeah, and it hasn't really grabbed me yet. I actually played 2 games that have been compared to Disco Elysium: Citizen Sleeper, which is on Game Pass, and then I tried the game that Donnie shared with me. What's it called already?
Game Deck.
Game Deck, and that was also. They're both fine games as they are, but they're not. They're putting up bad comparisons for themselves, or the people that are playing them are. So just not what I was looking for. So yeah, that's about it for me, guys.
Cool.
Very nice. Very nice. What about you, Delvin? Regale us of some Florida man tales and what you've been playing.
I have not been having a good week. Well, at least especially today. Only game I played really was I've gotten back into I can't
Elden Ring
because I'm so annoyed. No, not doing that right now. I'd break my controller. As angry, as bad as the week I've had, I'd break my controller.
Do you still own Elden Ring?
Yes, it's still installed.
Yes, it's still installed.
Is it digital or physical?
Digital.
Oh, you can't get it back. Yeah, it just haunts you forever.
No, I'm going to play Elden Ring. I want to get into it, but didn't want to get into it now. I'm playing. What's the game I'm playing right now?
I think you need to subscribe to the super tier of the PlayStation just so you can get those game demos. I think that'll save you a lot of money in the long run.
That'll be good. Yeah,
you just get to play 3 hours of everything.
Well, as long as your download speeds are high,
right? And you're solid. You're set and ready to go.
Yeah, mines are pretty good. So I'm playing Deathloop. That's what I'm playing.
Oh,
I got back into that.
I really like that.
I'm enjoying it. I'm figuring out exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, what I was doing wrong.
You didn't beat that game?
Time I was playing it. So no, when it came out, I want to say something else came out that took my
There was
fancy
something
that I ended up
else.
beating.
I was gonna say my recollection was that you loved it.
I did, but something else came out. I said I wanted to beat that first. Was it Horizon?
No, was it? Were you playing
I don't think
Resident
it
Horizon
was
was
Evil?
some
Horizon.
time after, definitely.
Village was
Yeah.
out around that time, and Returnal.
Was it Village?
Village and Returnal
Village
at the
and
same
Returnal.
time.
It was Village. I
Okay.
beat Village. That's the one. And then
I made
after
the same
Village, something
choice.
else came out.
Yeah.
Yes, and I kept beating other games and not playing Deathloop.
Hmm.
But now I have time to play it, so I've been playing it and I'm enjoying my time with it. I love it. Like I said, I and plus my son had beat it already. He kind of spoiled certain things for me watching him play it. But yeah, I'm enjoying my time with it. It's a great game. Now let me tell you about the ridiculous thing that happened to me today. This is insane. I don't
real game.
see how shit like this happens to me. So my job requires me, because I'm a property manager. So my job requires me to go to properties sometimes and check out how it is and make sure they're doing the stuff so it's ready to rent out. So I go to this property today with my grandmother because she had to go today because she wanted to see the inside of it and stuff like that, even though it's not ready and we knew it wasn't ready. Anytime, this goes back to what I was saying on Twitter, anytime there's something I don't want to do and somebody forces me to do it, it always turns out all bad for me.
Why is
It
your
never
grandma
fails.
there? Like, what's her role in
Because
this?
she is, we work together.
Oh,
This is
so
her
she's a
business.
part
This
of.
is her business.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Thank you. That's
But
the
now she's
missing
gotten to
link.
that age where
I'm like, why is he
she
bringing
doesn't
his
wanna-
grandma to just see random properties?
just
She goes
random.
everywhere.
She's like, she wants to see it. I'm like, why? It's a
Grandma, we
strange
gotta
thing.
go see Texas Chainsaw this
Yeah.
weekend.
Originally, like she's ran this company for like 60 years, and now she's up there in
Mm.
age, and she wanted me to take it up.
Now we
She
see
can't
where-
run it by herself.
Where the money comes from. This is old money.
Mhm.
Delvin got
Old
old
money,
money.
yeah.
Yeah. Just owns multiple
So she-
properties around Miami. We
He's a
didn't know.
slumlord.
Like, we
That's what
are,
he really is. He's a
we
slumlord.
are
Nah,
in
not
the
even-
presence
not
of a
even close.
mogul. This is mogul Delvin Cox.
I wish. So we're at this property. We're
Have you
looking
seen
inside.
rents
We're
these
talking to the
days?
owner. There is high. It's insanely high. Insanely high. Too high.
The rent is too damn high.
So we're looking at this property, right? All of a sudden, a school bus pulls, because this is the last day of school here. School bus pulls out in front of the property. And it's sitting there for a minute. Like 10, 15 minutes. Like, so we're thinking, like, are we blocking their
Drive
way
by.
for something like that?
No, oh, sorry, I was in a different place. Sorry.
Drive
So
bus.
we're thinking,
Mhm.
are we, when you're down these close, we're thinking like, are we blocking their way or something like that? Maybe we need to go move the car. So as we go outside to go move the cars, a kid comes out the school bus and the school bus speeds off. Now I'm looking around. I look at the
Oh,
owner.
no.
Is this your kid? No. Whose fucking kid is this? So now, if this isn't bad enough, and this is this is getting terrifying at this point because this house is empty. Nobody lives here because like they're working on it. A kid who we don't know is just in front of us. So we go do the normal thing.
Daddy?
How are you doing? Where are your parents? I think the kid's like 14, 15.
So I
The
was
kid is
waiting for
autistic.
it like to be like the scooter kid
Age-
they tried to rob him
Yeah.
before.
4 years
Like he
old.
pops
From
off with the
preschool.
scooter. He's like, I found you. And like the story comes back around.
I wish it was that. The kid is autistic.
Oh,
So the
Oh,
kid
Oh,
can't
no.
speak, can't take
Now-
vocal cues.
now I feel bad
Now
about the
we-
joke.
yeah,
got to the
story's
point
not
where-
funny anymore.
No, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh,
So
no.
Jeez,
like-
Delvin.
now we have to find. Now, first thing I think is, I'm like, hey, watch
This is a
kid.
fun
I'm gonna find
podcast.
The scoot. I told you my day was shitty. So I go try to find this school bus. Apparently, this school bus, because it's the last day of school, this school bus got the fuck out of there.
Of course
It
they
was
did.
nowhere to be found. Like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm on my last stop. I'm dropping this kid off wherever it needs to be at. That's it. So I come back, can't find a school bus. Now we have this dilemma. We have to find this kid's family. Kid doesn't have no book bag, no ID, know anything. So the natural thing is like this. We don't know what no schools out around here, anything like that. So we call the police. Because that makes sense to us. Call the police department. They tell us this is not an emergency. I'm like, the fucking ain't an emergency. I have a kid that is not mine.
Wow.
Y'all are gonna send somebody out here to take care of this kid, an autistic kid.
I was like,
I
it's
don't
more
know
like
anything about autism.
more of a protective services type thing than cops thing. I understand what the cops are saying. It is an emergency for them.
Yeah, I'm like, this is bad. Like, I don't know anything about autistic kids or anything like that. Like, you know, the kid sat down, the kid is shaking. You can tell the kid is nervous at this point. So I'm talking to the police, trying to figure out what the hell can we do. The police are like, we don't know what to fucking do.
Yeah.
They're basically useless at this point. They say, we'll send a car out there when we get a chance. That's essentially what they told me.
Yeah,
Fortunately-
and here's the thing that for listeners that are listening, that's standard protocol. Like they're not, a lot of people call the cops for everything. And like, this is not what the cops do. Like the situation you were detailing is not what the cops are for.
I feel like the dispatcher should have been able to be like, let me get you in contact
Yeah.
with Child Protective Services.
There should be constituent services. I was going to even say, like, I think your first stop actually, because you got to remember, you're kind of encroaching into my territory. I take duty calls for the state of Atlanta for all kinds of shit. I get called for the calls like this. I've called people lock their keys in the car. People call the cops when they lock their keys in the car. They're like, this is an emergency. It's like, okay, just because
I'm not calling the cops for that.
you feel like it's urgent doesn't make it an emergency. My first stop would have been to call I would have actually got on the phone with the school district. Like the very first thing is to immediately contact the last person they talk to. Be like, hey, here's the address that I'm at. Your bus just dropped this kid off. We don't know who he is. We think he's off at the wrong place. Like we need to talk to a teacher, some identification, something.
So get to that now. So fortunately, the owner of the property's son, who also owns the property, comes to the place. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, and this is where it gets interesting. Apparently, the original person who stayed at the house was the owner's daughter, who had an autistic child.
Okay.
So I guess the bus driver thought that the child it was dropping off was that child.
Oh.
And so the owner, so they dropped him off there and kept it moving. So the owner's son ended up, because the owner's son the child goes to the same school as the little girl.
Oh,
So the owner's son ends up calling the school.
Okay. Smart.
Police finally come by there, and we're trying to work with the
See,
police.
can you
trying to
tell I've
find
done
out,
this
'cause,
before,
like,
guys? You see, this is my employment. This is exactly what I do for a living.
So like this is like 2 hours going on now. We're talking to the police. We're talking to the school. We're trying to figure out at least the child's name. We finally figure out like, hey, the child can write. So let's give her a pen and paper. She writes her name down. We use that name to finally get in touch with somebody at the school. And then 2.5 hours later, somebody finally comes from the school, sends the school bus back over there, and they finally pick her up.
Jeez.
Note, this is the only day of the week I get off early. So when I went to go see this property, I was already off work technically.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 hours later, I basically worked the full work day.
Yeah, jeez.
But fortunately, the child is with her family now, so I'm happy about that.
Good. That's the most important part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary
John
stuff.
32 says, Donnie, it sounds like a horrible gig. Dude, sometimes it can be. I don't like that I've argued with my boss forever. I don't like that we're so public. Like if you Google emergency, the word emergency in Atlanta, our number is the first thing that pops up. So we get calls for everything all the time from some of those people on the edges of society that we don't always like to remember or think of. And some of the stories I've gotten some crazy stuff that's come through. But at other times, I get stories just like Delvin's come across. Like I've had dozens of those calls. Those are like normal calls. Those are calls we actually assist with. But I've had other calls like, oh man, there was a lion escaped from the zoo once. That was weird. We have a dude who had like put tinfoil all over his house because he thinks the government was bugging him. So he
cooked
would call and
himself.
report that he was that he was being bugged. We had an
wonder how
ice
much money
storm,
that
and a lady
costs.
was really mad that we didn't clear the road all the way up her driveway. She
Oh!
thought that we would just scrape the entire driveway, her whole thing, not just the road, but the whole thing. So we get that stuff all. This is exactly
Man,
it's exactly what I kind of live with.
if you could combine Donnie's calls with just
Hi,
the stuff that
Coach.
happens on the outside of my building, oh my god!
Mhm.
Because we're downtown, and apparently all the downtowns in Southern California are terrible. So we have all of the homeless people, we have all of the people on drugs. We have a guy named Chuck who randomly likes to just smear his shit in our air conditioning unit. It's
Yeah.
great times.
Oh,
Great times. Just absolutely bananas.
Oh, when COVID started and mask mandates started, was
Oh,
not a
gosh.
great place to be on the other end of my phone.
I can't even imagine.
Oh
Yeah,
boy, it
I
was
can
bad.
imagine.
It was bad, but it's good. You did a good deed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job, sir.
Good job, Delvin.
Yeah.
Way
Glad
to
that
go,
kid's
buddy.
okay.
You got a heart of gold, sir.
Yeah, I can't let the kids be out there by themselves. That's
Look
right.
who's in the chat, guys.
The rare Coach Mo say.
It's a Mo sighting.
Man,
He's
I
getting
was
after Dev's beard.
been thinking about Mo for a while now. Glad to see you, buddy.
I think about Mo
Mo's a good dude.
once a week at least, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Especially
I
when he
can't forget
goes-
when I'm in Florida to let him know.
When he goes a while without like poking in or saying hi or something, like I'm definitely like, man, I hope he's okay. Hope he's
yeah, he's
like
being
around.
a dad now.
Yep. All right, what about you, Donnie? What you been? You got anything else to add to the story, Delvin? You been playing anything else? You want to mention anything? Or
No,
you good?
my life has been a mess. I've been working on a project, and because of everything that happened today, it just made it like, I had time to finish the project up and relax, but because of how the time messed up the timetable got for me today, I had no time to rest or relax or anything like that. I'm going straight off of coffee and instincts right now.
Sometimes you gotta do that.
Yeah.
Well, the perfect segue to that story is me, because I'm having a freaking manic day, my friends. I'm on cloud nine. I am feeling it. I was busy as hell today. I was busy with work, with webinars, with calls, with emails. I was busy chasing rumors and leaks and announcements. I mean, E3 is buzz in the air. I'm in my element. My brain is moving 1,000 times a minute right now. Delvin, you'll appreciate what I just sent my wife. I said, hey, will you bring me another rum and Coke in 10 or 15 minutes? Because I'm almost done with mine. This is, by the way, the first drink I've had in like 3 or 4 weeks. And
What?
Huh?
yeah, I just haven't.
Oh.
I'm not intentional or anything. I just haven't been in the mood or anything. So, my daughter's going to Panama City tomorrow. We've got Summer Games Fest tomorrow. We got Devolver tomorrow. We got Xbox this weekend. I'm hyped. I'm eating the hype. I'm excited. I'm having fun. Delvin, I messaged my wife. I said, hey, will you bring me another rum and Coke in 10 or 15 minutes? She goes, I'm already in bed. Ugh. And I go, pretty please? And she says, fine. And I said, I love you, ... almost as much as Rhea.
Yes.
Who's
Rhea Ripley,
I thought it was
Yes.
diarrhea.
Okay.
angel of my life.
A walking goddess.
Goddess.
It's a wrestling
Okay.
thing, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, you'll
'Cause
love
I-
her.
Yeah.
It's
You
not from any
will-
other pop
Josh,
culture, so it has
Oh,
to
yeah,
be
she's-
wrestling.
She's
Josh, you'll
bad.
love her.
She's
Mwah.
yeah.
Is
gorgeous.
it RHIA?
RHEA. Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Well,
She's,
I
yeah.
played Arkham Knight this weekend. Don't need to talk any more about it. Still playing it. Having fun. Played Splatoon and Tony Hawk because I haven't played my Switch in what feels like a really long time. I don't know when the last time I played. Like I'm playing Switch Sports, so I don't really count that. But outside of Switch Sports, I feel like I haven't played it in like 3 months. So I was like, man, I need to play my Switch. So I sat down and played Splatoon. And I was like, man, this game's so good. I'm gonna enjoy this so much. And I was like, just kind of getting reacquainted with my Switch. And then today, news: Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, Fire Emblem Warriors drops a demo. Now, to catch everybody up on how I feel about Fire Emblem Warriors, we had a Fire Emblem Warriors game when the Switch launched years ago, and I basically hated it. I thought it was this mediocre. Like that is when you say Donnie mediocre video game, that's exactly what I think of as Fire Emblem Warriors. That was a
Before Breath of the Wild?
oh my god. We will finish the story without Josh.
Knew
Okay.
that was going to happen.
So I played Fire Emblem Warriors back in 2017 or whatever, and I thought it was, again, as bland and boring as could be. I love Fire Emblem, and the reason that I love Fire Emblem is not the gameplay. That's Garrett Bland thing. I'm not on his level. Garrett plays on like super hard with permadeath. I don't want any of that smoke. I like playing the story. The stories are always very twisty. There's a lot of betrayal and drama, and there's lots of waifus and relationships, and I'm just all about it. And I also like just the Fire Emblem stuff. So I've always wanted a Fire Emblem Warriors game since Fire Emblem Warriors came out that I really liked. And I've been somewhat hesitant on this one. If you guys have heard me on Shaq and when this game was announced and stuff, I'm like, the last one wasn't really good. Age of Calamity was not very good either. Not nearly as good as Hyrule Warriors was, in my opinion. And I was just a little timid. I pre-ordered it anyway because I love Fire Emblem. Play every Fire Emblem. I keep all my Fire Emblems. So I was going to play it anyway because I love the IP. Guys, I played and finished the demo today. And it is very rare that a demo makes me more excited about the game than before. Most of the times when we get a demo, I'm like, do I need this game? Like, the demo usually almost talks me out of it. And this demo, I was like, I can't wait to play more. I loved it. I had a blast. So, a couple of things out of the way. It runs better than Calamity. Doesn't mean it's not 60 or anything like that. It's still 30 frames, but it's smooth. Where Age of Calamity was all over the damn place. You'd go from 30 to 16 to 18 to 25 to 30. This felt smooth to me. I haven't seen any official performance and stuff, but when I was playing it, I didn't have any slowdowns, any hiccups, any stuttering. It was a smooth gameplay experience. It also, kind of like the Persona Warriors, it feels like a Fire Emblem game. There's classes, there's advantages, there's disadvantages. All of the people from Three Houses are there, like all of them, the entire house. I chose Edelgard, and I'm going to go be part of the Black Eagles, just like I did last time. And I'm already starting to like build up my relationships with different characters, Dorothea and Edelgard, trying to romance both of them. And just really having, it feels like Fire Emblem. Like, it feels like I'm playing Fire Emblem, but it's action based. And the other thing that I would say is it's not the prettiest game by any means. I would never even try to suggest that. It's edgy. It looks like a Switch game, like especially in the foliage, the trees, the shadows. You know, they're clippy, they're edgy. There's a lot of like noise, shimmer. But that aside, the character models, especially in the cutscenes, feel more expressive than they did in Three Houses, which was a pleasant surprise. Like specifically, Bernadetta had a few cutscenes where she does her quips and her lines, and I was like, wow, that maybe it's just that I haven't played Three Houses since release, because I definitely plowed right through Three Houses and then the DLC. I have not played it since then, so it's been a couple years. But I feel like I feel like the character models look better. They look more expressive, like they're more in time with the lines. You still have kind of the school, and you have these in between battles. You have these sections, like in the demo, there's like a camp, and you go and you get to talk to everybody. Now, they're not all fully voiced, which in Three Houses they were. So that was definitely something that I noticed. So you will like read the dialogue, but it adds that Fire Emblem flavor to the game. You're building relationships, you're making bonds and stories and side stories with these different characters, and it's adding to the actual plot of the game, which is going into, it looks like, you know, you're just going to be kind of like Byleth and stuff. So long story short, because we got a long show and I don't want to extend this longer, I love the demo. I absolutely had a blast, and I'm really excited and happier now that I pre-ordered, and I feel hopeful. I already feel way better about this game than the original Fire Emblem Warriors. Like, I already feel like just this demo, which I played, took me about an hour to finish. I feel like after an hour, like this game is already on a better path. Hopefully I don't like regret that. Calamity got real bad in the second half of that game, where you just fight the same thing over and over and over again. And they're like, here's 2 of them and 6 of them, and here's a red one and a blue one. And it just got boring. This doesn't feel like that. I feel like this feels just well written, you know, like it just feels like it's going to fit right in with Three Houses. So stoked. I absolutely dig it. I loved it. Might play it again. I might play the demo again while I wait, because we're still like 3 weeks out, something like that. 2 weeks. It's like June 25th or 1st, or I don't know. I don't really pay attention to dates anymore. I just wait for
Well,
I
was
wait
gonna
for
ask you a question.
I hear
I
you.
wait for them to show up in the mail or like an email to be like, your reserve is ready. You know, like I don't really like count the days.
Are you excited for the Quarry that comes out this week?
Oh yeah, definitely. Mhm.
Friday.
That was a dumb question.
Friday? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
No, I
like
don't
I've
know,
been
'cause I know
I've been tweeting about that game like every day.
He
Right.
sometimes missed on Supermassive games, and this one's getting really good reviews.
It's
Yeah.
getting good reviews. I wouldn't say really good reviews. It's reviewing better than I thought it would. I will give you that. You know, they're like in the 80s, like around 80, right? 82, 81, something like that.
95,
Oh, 90s, 95,
8.5,
I'm talking
8.54.
aggregates. I'm talking like the
Oh,
meta
Metacritic's
Critic
at like
score.
81. Metacritic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because you always have that guy.
Well, it's
There's
you always have
probably
that
a
bumps,
2.0
you
out
always
there.
have that
He's
guy
gonna-
on
yeah.
both sides of it. You've got the guy that gives a 40, you also have the guy that gives everything 100. Like it goes both ways.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I'm definitely excited about it. I'll be playing it. I honestly didn't even know that it was coming out this weekend until I was messaging Josh. He was like, "Hey, we can talk about it." I was like, "That's cool. When does it come out?" This weekend. I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "We might."
Busiest
figured you
weekend
didn't
of the
know
year.
that it came out
I was
this
like,
weekend.
you might want to give me a well, here's the thing. Sunday is the Xbox thing, right? So I won't be sitting down just playing the Quarry Sunday. I'll be watching all the Xbox stuff. So I'll be playing it through next week for sure.
I'm gonna play it Friday. Hopefully, soon
Me
as it
too.
comes out.
Nice.
I'm excited
Jurassic
for it.
World comes out Friday.
love this.
We make go to the drive-in.
I'm not watching that crap. They fooled me once. They ain't fooling me again.
I'll watch
No.
every Jurassic World movie,
I
I
will not.
think.
Me too.
I will not fall for that shit again.
I'm not
After
going to
what
the
was second
theaters
one?
to watch it, but I'll definitely go watch it.
No, yeah, we got Jurassic World and Uncharted double feature at the drive-in.
That sounds like
Yay.
a horrible night.
Yeah.
I mean,
yay.
I would have preferred
Nightmare.
I would have preferred a different second movie, but I haven't seen Uncharted yet, so
The other thing that
it's a win-win.
Why don't they just throw Morbius in there as well?
No,
The other thing that hurt-
I would
I've
not
heard
go.
good things about Uncharted. I haven't really heard a whole
I've
lot
heard good
bad
things
about it.
about Uncharted. Yeah,
It's all
the
right.
thing that hurts me in the Quarry is that I want to play with my wife like I did Until Dawn. So in Until
Yeah.
Dawn, we traded the controller, and whoever had the controller could drive, and whoever didn't have the controller chose the decisions to make. So we would trade the controller back and forth. We
this
play
one
together.
has couch co-op,
Nice. My wife's not going to do that.
but
She's not.
multiplayer is not going on. But you can play couch co-op.
But she's leaving this weekend, so I might not
Oh.
even start playing until Monday or Tuesday. To be honest with you.
Have you played the one that you play with your phone? I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Hidden Agenda.
Mm-mm. No,
You should try that one with your wife. It's a really
I
interesting
doubt it.
game.
Yeah, that'll
I
be
truly-
right.
I truly doubt it.
All signs
Simple,
point
it's
to
a
no.
PS4 game.
I don't like playing things with my phone. Like Jackbox is like the extent that I'm going to play a video game on my phone. B, I don't like most of their games. It's like Until Dawn. Every other game that I've tried of theirs, I've honestly just, at best, I thought it was playable or average. At worst, I thought it was bad.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's why I was like, yeah, I don't know.
So you're like,
Might
why don't
like
you play
Quarry, might
one
not.
with the phone? I'm like, no, that sounds
Well,
worse.
It
Sounds
makes it
horrible.
easier because
That sounds worse.
essentially what you're doing is the game where all you do is just make the decisions with your phone.
Sure. I am
That's all it is.
surprised. And I said this years ago. I am really surprised that Netflix didn't snatch them up. They seem like the
Yeah.
perfect studio to make an interactive Netflix
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you guys ever
Yes.
tried any of those games that they've been floating out there?
What did I
My
try?
kids
I
play it.
I
tried
heard they're fun.
I played
The
one
Mi-
like a little trivia game
Minecraft
that
one?
you pick
Oh,
things with the
Trivia
remote
Quest.
and stuff.
I did Trivia
Yeah.
Quest. Yeah.
I was like, I could see a
Isn't it
Supermassive game
WWE one like
fitting
that?
in like that. I have no idea.
WWE
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah. There's a kids
it's a
WWE
WWE.
one. There's a Minecraft one. There's another one that I'm forgetting.
That's what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the game,
Oh,
the
and there's a
movie, the
Man
TV series,
versus-
the
yeah,
anime,
Man versus
and the
Wild.
Netflix companion game
Yeah.
for every franchise.
Yeah,
That's just
Fun.
the WWE
that's the
one is
future.
You're the New Day and you have to escape the Undertaker's like.
I
Borg
forgot
or
all
something
about
like
that.
that.
Yeah, I remember that now. I remember the trailer. Yeah, I was never playing that. I was like,
Yeah.
that looks like straight trash.
It's
Absolutely.
probably
Uh,
for the kids.
When you watch the trailer, you're like, that looks
The kids.
bad.
Yeah.
But yes. I'm not going to play the phone game on PS4, Devin. Sorry. I will play the quarry,
It's okay.
and I hope it's very good.
I hope so too.
Nice.
My
'Cause I don't wanna
sources
hear
that I
it's not.
trust, beyond Metacritic and video games, my horror sources that I trust were very positive. So I'm very excited.
That's great.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Bloody Disgusting
I
called
like
it
this.
like a campy thrill ride. Perfect. Like
That's what you want.
exactly. It's exactly what I want. Perfect.
Yep.
Sounds great.
I like the Supermassive games, so I'm always happy when somebody enjoys the experience, even the ones that are kind of lackluster.
Delvin,
I
I
hear ya.
like
That's
everything.
all of them. That's all of them. But
I used to
Until
like
Dawn.
I
BioWare
wouldn't say
too,
that.
so I know what you
They're
mean.
all lackluster except for Until Dawn.
I wouldn't say that. I think they have their moments. The last one, I can't remember the name of it. What's the last one?
But
They're
it was good.
so
It was-
good.
It was so good. I can't remember the name of it.
They're
It's
very
for the dark-
unmemorable, but they're fantastic.
No. It's shoot, House of Ashes. I like that one a lot. Thought that was fun.
I really, that was my least favorite of the Dark Pictures
Again,
games.
Was that the last one?
Delvin likes everything.
Yeah.
It was
That
just
is not
walking around a circle.
I thought the last one was better than the first one, and I didn't play the one in the middle.
The one in the middle is good.
One in the middle is probably the best.
The
out of
last
three,
one definitely.
story-wise.
I played better, and I had less issues with the last one than I did the first one.
Oh, technically, it's so much better.
Yeah, technically it was much better, and I think that's what I enjoyed. But the first one was
not good.
that was a mess.
First one was a mess.
I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Until Dawn! People are gonna make one of these every year. It's gonna be so great." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
First one wasn't scary.
Oh,
Like,
it's scary!
Okay,
It didn't even
we
run.
could be on this forever.
We could.
Like Donnie
Devin, what are
said,
you playing?
We've got a
Dev,
long show to get
what are you
to,
doing,
so
man?
let's get off of Supermassive. I've been doing nothing like Delvin. It's been a
Fantastic.
long ass week. There's been a lot going on. I've been playing Street Fighter, Third Strike
Ooh.
for the first time, and Street Fighter
Ooh.
5.
For the first time?
Yeah, first time.
Ooh, what
I
do you
never
think?
played Street Fighter Third Strike. I really enjoy it. The parry system, it's just different, and it's 2D, and I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it because one of my boys at work is a huge Street Fighter fan, so he's super excited about 6. And then I have another friend who I normally play with, like just games in general. He's a big Street Fighter fan too, so we're gonna have Street Fighter Thursday tomorrow. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked because I'm not very good at these games. But that's
I
all I've been
remember when
playing. I
Third
haven't
Strike
had time
came
for
out.
anything else.
Cool.
I
And that
don't.
was the hardest Street Fighter game.
I still have Third Strike on Dreamcast.
Nice.
I love that game.
Wow.
It's
It's a
not,
good game,
yeah,
really
it's
good.
so good.
All right, but yeah, that's enough with that. Let's get into the news because there is a lot of it.
More Manic Time with Donnie. Let's do it.
Donnie, news, now, ducks.
There we go. Quick and to the point. The majority of us have already spoke on this matter in several other podcasts, but just to recap, we had the Sony State of Play where they announced a bunch of things. I think most notably, to me at least, I think the biggest amount of news was Spider-Mans are coming to PC, both Miles Morales and the Ultimate Deluxe, whatever remastered edition of the original Spider-Man, come to Steam this summer and this fall, with more PC support allegedly on the way as Little Big Planet, or what's it, Sackboy's Big Adventure?
Sackboy's Big
Sackboy's
Adventure.
I still always just call it Little Big Planet. And Returnal have also leaked, and they're apparently on the way, as much as other things we think may or may not be lating. Stay tuned to the buy or sell segment. So Sony apparently really putting their weight behind that multi-platform PC support that they've been talking about. And it looks like that's coming. Some other news real quick. Stray is coming to the extra and premium tiers of PlayStation Plus at launch. Final Fantasy 16 was unveiled and shown. Resident Evil 8 will get VR. Resident Evil 4 Remake looks amazing. It's coming in March 2023. Callisto Protocol apparently is out in December. Nobody believes that. They also showed Roller Drome. They announced a Street Fighter 6. Tunic is coming to PlayStation. A bunch of PSVR games like Saints and Sinners 2, No Man's Sky were also shown. And then coming out afterwards that they have sold 20 million PlayStation 5s, which at this point in year 2 puts it a little bit behind PS4. But as we've been talking about all year long, they've been woefully under supply this year. So the demand is still there, but 20 is still a very solid number. So we've all spoken about it. Board of Video Games, PSXP. So I want to hear from Dev first. What'd you think of the show?
Yeah.
It was cool. I mean,
was cool?
it was cool. I mean, it was a good
Good
show.
insight. Thank
None
you.
of it spoke
I
to me.
think This was the
So-
best piece of PlayStation marketing I've seen from PlayStation since before the PS5 was announced.
It's the only
Really?
piece of PlayStation marketing they probably had. They
Honestly,
haven't really been speaking about much. And when it
I
has,
mean-
it's been lackluster.
I feel like these shows are only good to anybody if they has stuff that appeals to you. Like
Of course.
that's just how I
I mean,
feel
that's
about it.
marketing.
So,
That's general. But
to me,
I
they're
really
all
liked
the
it.
same.
And Josh, you were like, it's on Board of Video Games, if I can recall. You were like, it's not a 10 out of 10 state of play. I agree with you. I wouldn't like rate it or anything like that, but I do think it's the best state of play. And I think that just more has to do with the bar that has been set by PlayStation with these things so far. I thought it was great, to be honest with you. I thought the pacing was good. I remember when it was over, I didn't even realize like how much time had passed because it felt smooth. It honestly felt like a direct. Like it was true to the core. It was like, here's a game, here's a trailer, here's another trailer. Hey, we're PlayStation, here's another trailer, and we're out. I was like, perfect. Just do more of these. We need the Street Fighter
like
perfect
that's
thing.
all of them.
But it's not, especially when it's not games that you care about. When it's not Resident Evil 4, when it's not Resident Evil 8, when it's not Final Fantasy, when it's not
You talking about like the
Spider-Man.
pace and everything. Like they're all pretty much 20 to 30 minutes, and they go just like that.
It's
just
been
again, it's if it's stuff you're interested in versus stuff you're not.
I don't think so necessarily. Oftentimes, I remember like the first couple. Remember they had like that robotic narrator that was real strange. You know, like they're getting better with it. The presentation, everything, it's getting better. It's a tighter production. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I don't care
I thought it was
about
really good.
most of the stuff in there. Street Fighter 6 was
PC
great. I thought it was
dev.
a good show.
We're gonna play all of these games on PC.
I'm not
We're gonna
buying
be so
those
excited.
games again.
You're getting a new
so it doesn't
motherboard.
matter.
You're getting a new GPU, and the Donnie and Dev PC show will happen. We're gonna do
only
it
with new games.
You gotta get a new
Only
fan
with
too.
new
I
games.
want it
It's
on PC.
coming, baby. PC, it's coming.
You need a
I'm
new
not
fan.
playing
you
Spider-Man
need a new
again,
heat sink.
so-
You won't
can't
run on
just
there.
do that.
Yeah, you are.
Well, yeah, I
told
do
you
need
it's
all
on
that
PC.
new stuff, but
You will.
mainly because it's an AMD processor.
You're gonna get
versus an
Spider-Man
Intel
in a
processor.
humble bundle or some shit a year
I'm
from now.
not.
For
I've
$2.
never bought a humble bundle.
Yeah,
for
that's
$2.
I'm
nice.
not buying a humble bundle.
Josh
I
will
don't
buy
play
it
games
and
again.
give you the
know that.
Spider-Man.
Is it buying it
I'll
if I
buy
just
you the
actively
Spider-Man game.
don't
We're
cancel my
putting
membership?
Spider-Man on your PC, whether you like it or not. It's gonna happen.
You tried
Okay?
to put Batman on there, and it still ain't there.
Hey, Delvin, I bought him Batman. I bought him Black
And
Gate.
you didn't install it?
No,
It gave you a free game.
he
I bet
did.
you added it
I
to the
haven't
library,
had
though.
time. I added it to the library, yeah.
Yeah, he added it to the library. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
But
I'll do
look
it
at
again.
my. You should see my Epic Game library. It's huge. Wolfenstein's on there. I'm never gonna play that, but it's there.
Wait till the PC folks. Wait till the PlayStation folks realize that Last of Us is coming too. I mean, they are going to burn this mother down. They were super
They
mad.
really are.
They
I
were
don't- I do
big
not
mad. Remember, Delvin?
Understand why they're so upset?
Yes, it was
Too-
amazing.
Yes, you
Graphics
do,
too
and that's what
powerful,
makes
too
you
fast.
upset.
So stupid.
Graphics
Somebody
know
too
what makes
sawed
them
a
upset.
PlayStation 4 in half. Like
too
you're
strong.
dumb. You're so dumb.
I hope that people are
Yeah.
starting to catch up to this, right? Like it was one thing.
I
Like you don't.
Let them stay stupid.
Yeah. It's the internet. They're not getting
It
any
is good-
smarter. They're only getting
It is
dumber.
good entertainment, but I can't believe it. I saw the first tweet after the state of play. The first response to the first tweet from PlayStation was, "Will you please stop putting your games on PC?"
I know. I saw that too.
It really matters to people. There are people out there that
I
really
don't
they're so bothered and
understand it.
upset by this. And this is all like I feel like this is all I've ever wanted from them.
How old is Spider-Man?
In the
Like,
last
how
what,
old is that
Very
game?
old.
2.5 years.
Why do you care?
No,
I've been
more
saying
than
this for
that.
the last 2.5 years since they started. I was like, yeah, they don't care about generations. They're gonna do crossplay. They're gonna do all these things. They're gonna put their games on PC, and it's just like one after the other. They're checking them off. They're doing all the same stuff because this is the way to make the most money. That's all this is. That's all it comes down to. Is that this is how they make the most money. So they're gonna do it. So get on board. I
People
say.
need to realize that these companies
I
don't
say,
give a shit
if you
about
were
They
a
just
real
want your money.
PlayStation fan, you'd buy both. That's what Nintendo fans would do. If
But I'm
Nintendo
not a
put
real
Mario on
PlayStation
Steam,
fan.
Nintendo fans would buy it. They'd buy it twice.
At least.
I will give up my PlayStation fandom if that's what it costs, because I'm not buying Spider-Man again.
I'm
Nope.
getting Spider-Man. I'm definitely
know
getting
you are.
Spider-Man.
I'm
I
good.
wonder. part of me wants to think, do you think it'll be on par performance-wise with PlayStation 5, or do you think they'll tune it up a bit?
I mean,
Because God of
I
War
don't
is a lot better.
understand- I can't understand you not making it better. Horizon is better
Yeah.
on PC than it
Yeah.
is on
Yeah,
PlayStation.
it's
Like,
gonna be awesome.
it wouldn't make any. It'd
Yeah.
be stupid unless you're
Yep.
gonna stream it through PS Now. There's no way you could make it worse.
I'm definitely
It
getting
could only
Spider-Man.
be better.
I'm getting Spider-Man, and when Sackboy comes, I'm absolutely getting Sackboy. 100%. I'm so excited. But not to Returnal. Nobody should buy Returnal.
Whoa.
Anybody
whoa,
else?
Whoa. No.
Are you
That's
guys?
all I
So
gotta
here's
say.
the thing. I've never
Nobody's
liked
paying
Final
any attention.
Fantasy. I've tried a lot of them. I've never liked them. I've never played 7. Dude, Final Fantasy 16 looks dope. It looks
It
so
did.
good.
When they first showed it, it looked dope. Not now.
You don't think?
Yeah, this isn't the reveal. This the second time they've shown it, Donnie.
Oh,
No, I'm
well,
saying
this is the
the
first
first
time
time
I
they
paid attention
revealed
to
it,
it.
it looked like a different game.
Mhm.
Oh,
Now
really?
it looks like a regular Final
It did.
Fantasy.
Yeah, and it looks good. It
Yeah,
The
looks
I
first
don't-
one
I
looked
don't
like
that
Game of
aspect of it.
Thrones. It looked like Draconic and King Arthurian, and now this is like, oh hey, it's just more open fields and weird
Final-
combat.
So I was picking
Looks
up a
like
lot of
the
like
last game they just put out.
Devil May Cry vibes.
Yeah, that's not good for Final Fantasy.
Oh, see, I'm like, that's the Final Fantasy.
Nobody
That's something
wants
that
that.
would get me to play
That's
Final
not
Fantasy.
what it's. That's not what it's going to
Nobody
be.
wants
It's going
that
to play
game.
more like Final Fantasy 7.
Is
That's
that what
it
7
looks like.
remake is like?
Yeah.
Is it like
Yeah.
Devil May Cry?
It looks
Ish.
like that, but it does not.
Maybe I should play it.
like Devil May Cry.
You should
no,
play it.
Donnie.
It's great.
Does it play like Devil May
No,
Cry?
No.
don't play it.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Then why
It
did you
just
tell
looks
me?
like
that?
it.
Oh,
No, I said it looks like that.
combat
It doesn't
movements are
play
similar.
like Devil May Cry.
he
The
just said the
movements-
combat is similar.
The combat movements
No.
are similar, so it's
the
like
combat,
big,
the way they move when you're
aerobatic
actually doing
combat.
stuff, but it's not
Oh,
just
the
button
animation
mashing.
is similar.
It's still
Yes.
inputty.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Out
you
the
have to
door.
actually select items, select moves, do all, there's way more to it than that. It's
My
not
hatred for Final Fantasy
just-
continues.
button mashing. You're
Yeah.
not just mashing.
Sad.
Yeah.
I also loved Rollerdrome. I'm playing Rollerdrome.
Really?
look
Absolutely. Yeah.
First of all, it's Roller Dome. We're not
It's
calling
roller-
it Drome. It's
it's
we're calling it
Roller
Roller
Drome.
Dome.
Same thing.
Roller
It's
Dome
not
sounds so
Dome.
much better.
True.
It does not.
I refuse to call it Drome. Roller
Well,
Dome. That's what I'm calling
Okay,
it.
well, you're refusing to be
Look,
cool, but that's your
Look,
problem. Nobody
Roller
can save
Dome
you from
sounds
that.
way better.
No, it doesn't.
Dev has
Yes,
lived
it
his
does.
whole life refusing to be cool.
Right?
I don't think it bothers him now.
Yeah, that's true. He just refuses everything. Yeah. No, I think Rollerdrome looks great. It's like Tony Hawk meets My Friend Pedro, but it looks like Sable. And that sounds dope. I'm here for all of that. That sounds great. Look at Josh. Josh mean mugging me down there. He's
I
just
understand
like,
why you like this more than I did.
Street Fighter? Any words?
I'm definitely playing that. I love
Uh,
Street Fighter.
I'm excited
Yep.
to see what this now confirmed open world is.
Yeah,
So
this
I'm
is
really
this is big
interested.
news. It's getting
Yeah.
like the solo player open area exploration, and it's coming to everything. PC, X, like people can play
Oh,
Street
yeah.
Is
Fighter
it
again.
really solo player exploration?
I have
Or you
no
just
idea.
walking
We-
from-
we
I feel
don't
like
know.
you're just
It's crazy.
walking from battle to battle. That's
saw
really
that-
all
Looks
it
well, I
like
is.
saw
NBA
him-
2K.
I saw him
Mhm.
interacting
Yeah, it
with
does look
an
like 2K.
object in the world, though. He was destroying something in the
Cool.
open world. So that's when I saw it's like more interactive. 'Cause
Yeah.
he straight up punching bag or a crate or something.
We made
Now, it
fun
might
of the
just
trailer.
be that, but I don't know. We don't know what it is yet.
We made fun of the trailer because it got all the color splashes and stuff. Like the marketing seemed funny, but the more and more I've seen of the gameplay and I've seen like some matches and stuff, I'm like, that looks pretty good. I'm
Yeah,
never
I
going to
mean-
be like a day one full price Street Fighter person because
Sure.
I just dabble with Street Fighter. I just play them on my own because I'm not good. But I will definitely pick up Street Fighter like on the cheap, post sale or something like
Sure.
that.
I mean, after
If
Street
they
Fighter 5,
do-
how could anybody buy it day one? Like you can't.
Yeah.
have
Good
any
point.
confidence-
Good call. Well, at
you
least
can't
with
have any
this one,
confidence
they-
in Capcom.
with
right?
this
If they
one, they've
do the
leaked-
stupid past thing they did with 5 with all the
Right.
ads, hell no.
but they leaked the roster. At least this time, you're getting a game with more than like 5 people in it.
Yeah, but
Just
that's not
because
gonna
they
be-
leaked the roster
Yeah.
doesn't mean those are all the players coming day one. Those could all just be people that you have to keep buying
Oh,
passes.
don't say that, Delvin. I think they're
My,
going to.
my
I
favorite
think they're
thing
gonna
about
be day
5
one.
was they were like, the story mode, you'll get it later.
right.
Oh
Right.
man, yeah, yeah. Street Fighter 5 had a really rough go at it, like that
It was
first year and a
horrible.
half. Yeah,
Like, what the
I
fuck
think
am I
this
gonna
one,
do in
though,
this game?
I think this one's gonna be better than that. Am I just being like a
No,
hopeful optimist?
You're
They're
well,
not
yes.
letting that happen again.
Everybody
Yes, but
wants
that's
it
not
to
bad.
be better. So everybody's hopeful.
Yeah.
that
I mean, I
it's going
think
to
they
be
leaked
better
the
than
roster
5.
purposely, and I think they leaked it. I don't think it leaked. I think they leaked the roster.
It has to be better,
Yeah,
just comparatively. It has to be better, but that doesn't mean it will be a good game.
everything looks better. except for Cammy's model. I wasn't digging that, and Ryu's model. I'm not digging Ryu either.
I mean,
I'm digging
yeah.
Ryu. He's turning into exactly what
Of
he's
course
supposed to
you
be.
are.
His
Of
master.
course
He's
you
turning
are.
into the monk. He's turning
Just-
into Jin.
Dev
No,
with
he's too
big
thick.
Dev
It makes
energy
sense.
here.
He's too thick. He's too thick.
It
He's
makes
not
sense.
that thick.
Too thick.
He's too thick.
Never be too thick, Josh.
Okay, so
No,
any other
I mean, you're
any other
right,
thoughts?
that's true.
PSVR? Delvin, PSVR. You stoked? You excited?
Yeah, but like I said on PSXP, they're gonna need something that's gonna move the masses.
You excited
Yeah.
for Horizon? I heard Kyle on
looks
board of
cool.
video games is excited for the Horizon.
Looks
Yeah,
VR.
cool.
I thought-
he used the E3 gameplay trailers.
I remember he was like, "It
That's
looks
not
great,"
in-game footage.
and I thought we looked at two different things because I thought the Horizon Call of the Mountain trailer looked. I was like, "That looks like every VR game ever." Like you
Yeah.
get into like it's. That's a little bit unfair because it's just VR and it looks like I think VR has a problem showcasing to people through like that. But you
Yes.
get the floating hands and this. I was like, yeah, it reminds me that's a VR game and not like a cool Horizon game. Like I was, I don't know what I wanted to see. I think I wanted to see like, I don't know, throwing a spear, like just being cool.
Right.
And otherwise, it was just like, nah, you're gonna climb this and look at this stuff. And I'm like,
The
"Ah."
environments will look great, but we won't be able. Like I said to him on board of the video games, like they showed us PSVR 2 stuff and very little gameplay, but also how there isn't a good way to show off VR gameplay.
It's hard to showcase VR.
Just like you can't showcase
Yeah.
3D gameplay. You can't just
Like,
tell
Beat Saber
people
works
that
really
way
well because you see people chopping blocks.
until you play it, and then you're like, "Wow, these videos I saw just don't do justice to this game."
But if you're
period."
trying to do like Alex, like Half-Life Alex, and
Yeah.
you're trying to show people what that is instead of them experiencing it, is very hard because you're like, why is there a floating hand? And how do you just like grab a gun out of midair? Like it is a little strange. Yeah, I agree with you.
they'll never be able to do it until we have VR. We're watching VR on our TVs,
Hmm,
and then maybe
good
they
call.
can do it.
Well, I thought the show was great. I'm gonna give Sony
That
their
was really
props.
good.
I thought it was fantastic. That show had me. I was like, man, look, it's so much fun to be a PlayStation fan. I need a PS5. And then they're like, all these games are coming to PC. I was like, no, I don't. I'm good. I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. Feels fantastic.
Street Fighter is coming back to Xbox.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
God!
big
I'm
news.
so happy.
Big news. Next in news, and this is going to be, there's a lot here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 officially coming out October 28th. For the first time in Call of Duty's history, this is almost unbelievable. The team is using one unified engine across the franchise, starting with Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0. For the first time ever, all of the studios are using the same thing. And I'm not sure if you guys saw it. Every studio in Activision apparently is working on Modern
Yes.
Warfare
Oh
2.
my God.
Everybody's
bottom line was
logos.
Everybody.
Beanox,
It was ridiculous.
it's like the Avengers. They're all here. Everybody's here. They're all working on Call of Duty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 features a physically based material system allowing for state-of-the-art photogrammetry with a new hybrid tile-based streaming system. Hopefully it's better than what Vanguard did, because I definitely turned that shit off. And they have new water rendering and stuff. Modern Warfare 2's open beta will be free across all platforms with players who pre-order the game getting early access. I saw this reported before the trailer today that PS5 pre-orders will get earlier access than everyone else. That wasn't confirmed in the trailer or the post-release stuff that I've seen yet, like officially. Has anybody seen that?
No,
No,
I haven't.
I saw
seen-
I saw
I haven't seen
PS5
it.
players getting like 10 days early access than everyone else, but I didn't see it officially. The action takes place as you are Task Force 141 as you work to neutralize a terrorist conspiracy threat across the US and across the globe. So you'll be jumping across the globe through multiple locations. There's a new gunsmith that provides players a massive amount of weapon customization. It's all you, Dev. Multiplayer introduces new movement mechanics, including swimming in certain maps, diving. You can hang on ledges, and sliding is still available in the game. That's exciting, right?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't care about the
Paintball.
multiplayer.
Yeah, I think this is very exciting. AI in Modern Warfare 2 reacts, is lethal, and fully aware of their surroundings to provide a sense of life across all modes of play. The AI can group up, flank players, and more. They've tested a large sandbox with 300 AI and 100 live players. I think they said they have over 3,500 new animations and new like scripting events for the AI to work through.
Wow.
That
I
sounds
feel like the AI
That's
was
cool.
pretty good in the last Modern Warfare as well. I also played it on hard, so that may have been something to do with it.
good
But
call.
the fact that they're gonna be flanking even more than they did in the last one, I'm here for it. Everybody's getting headshots.
I feel like AI is something that like a lot of corridor shooters or first person shooter, like campaign shooters. I think AI is something a lot of people throw stones at. I do feel like Call of Duty's AI is better than most.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
definitely better than like Battlefields. I think we all agree. Like anybody's ever played Battlefield, like Call of
Yeah,
Duty's
low
AI is
bar.
better. And if they're
Yep.
saying it's a lot better than before, then that's exciting news. Multiplayer, you get new modes. You get Knockout and Prisoner Rescue. And then there will be a new sandbox mode coming to Warzone, which I didn't see them detail further beyond that, but there's something else coming, which I don't know.
Nice.
We'll see what that is. We did find out that Warzone 1 will still remain available. I thought they'd delist it, move everybody. No, they're going to run Warzone 1 and 2. Your progression will not carry over to the second one. So Warzone 2 is a
Ooh.
clean cut slate. You will start over and work your way up from there. But if you want to keep going on Warzone, you can keep playing Warzone 1. And
You know
they
what's smart about that is that those people who don't want to like, they can play both now, so
Yeah,
they're not losing
good
their
point.
character,
Yeah.
and they can be competitive in Warzone 1 while they're learning 2. I think that's pretty smart, and then they can.
They said that the
onboard
reason they're
them for,
doing
like, a
it
year from now.
is that Warzone 2 is like custom built for next gen and all that, and they didn't want to have to like keep it tied to any of the
Sure.
old stuff.
Makes sense.
And then last gen and PC, a big news coming out today is that Modern Warfare is coming back to Steam. You don't have to play on Battle.net if you don't want to. But the version on Steam and PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, any legacy console,
Every
will
version.
be $70. So they have raised the
Across
price
the
on Call of
board.
Duty everywhere. So last gen folks, you're getting the shaft. PC folks, I mean, I don't want to say you're getting the shaft. You're getting the shaft. Like this has been $60 everywhere else until now, and they're raising it because they can, because they can.
Yeah,
Because they got to pay all 37 studios that are
That's a
working
good
Right,
point.
no
Good
kidding.
point.
Yeah.
All 5,800
Ugh.
employees that have been working nonstop on Modern Warfare 2 for the last 2 years.
This is confirmed campaign, though, right?
I'm sorry.
This is confirmed campaign.
Oh,
We're not,
yeah.
like, doing
Oh,
this
yeah,
isn't
it's
a
campaign.
Battlefield
Oh, yeah.
situation.
No,
Campaign.
it's picking up
Working on it.
right where Modern Warfare 1 leaves off.
Okay.
I'm
So I had
excited.
a couple questions. First, I just want to say I have been excited about this. All of today's news made me more excited about it. I'll be there day one. Are any of you going to replay Modern Warfare? Because after watching all this today, I was
Yes.
like, I need to replay Modern. Yeah, right? I was like, I need
Yes.
to replay Modern Warfare before this comes out. Yeah,
Please play it on PC, Donnie. Don't replay it.
I have to
on your
rebuy
Xbox.
it though.
So the fuck what? Do it. It's like $30, man. Just do it.
Is it?
It's so good on
If
PC.
it's $30, I'll buy it.
It's
That's
so
not too
good
bad.
on PC.
But I'm not spending $60 or $70 again.
Yeah, I
'Cause
would.
I own it on Xbox. Like I own it. It's right there.
On Modern Warfare and PC.
But
it can't
$20-$30,
be-
I'll buy it. Yeah. it's
See,
not too
you
bad.
got to be able to get on CD keys for like $15.
I
I
feel
would
like
be
it's got to be
shocked.
somewhere.
I'll start
so cheap.
looking. I'll start
Yeah.
looking. I'm excited.
I only
And
paid 30 for it.
I think a part of the excitement is I haven't seen too many people say they're not excited. Oftentimes when Call of Duty gets into its marketing beats, especially like the main influencers and like gaming journals, they always take those standard shots of Call of Duty. For some odd reason, there's something in the water. I'm seeing like almost across the board, everybody's like, I'm real excited for Call of Duty.
Has anybody ever not liked the Modern Warfare series?
I think it's a next gen thing. I feel,
feel
like,
like-
after Modern Warfare, like with a whole new gen and stuff, I think people are more excited for all these upgrades and what a new
I mean,
Call of Duty.
Vanguard was next gen, and people weren't really feeling it
Good
as
call.
much.
Good
But
point.
the Modern Warfare thing, I feel like Modern Warfare, it stokes the nostalgia because that
It
was
definitely
like
does.
the series, and now we're getting not just it's not a remaster; it's like a complete remake, retelling of the story, next gen, all of the bells and whistles. So I there's nothing really to be mad at.
Kyle asks about file size.
All the gigabytes.
Has anybody seen file
all of
size?
them.
I haven't seen it. It's gonna be a terabyte. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will be a terabyte. I have no idea. I have not
Just
seen
put
it.
a hard drive aside for it.
Oh no, Wellaby says that hurts, Donnie. I don't know what it says. Is it Final Fantasy? Was that a while ago?
Probably.
Dude, I
Yeah.
hate Final Fantasy, Wellaby. So if that hurts for
There you
you,
go.
then suck it. I'm gonna just squeeze the wound a bit. You guys
He
saw
hates Final
you guys,
Fantasy the way I
you
hate No
guys
More
see
Heroes.
what Seth Rollins did to Cody Rhodes' shoulder? That's what I do to Final Fantasy fans. Just hate it. Trash. Okay. Anything else about Call of Duty?
Nope. Just
Moving
ready to go
on.
in there
I'm
with
not
Captain
fall- I'm
Price
not
and
falling
Ghost.
for it
Let's
again.
go.
Tomorrow, Devolver Digital takes the stage in their not E3 showcase, which will star Mecha Suda 51 in mech form. Suda 51 is the presenter for the Devolver Digital Showcase in mech form. There will be 4 video game announcements. You'll see Cult of Lamb. I assume we'll get a date for Demon's Throttle tomorrow. But you can find me and Dev streaming it live. So I wanted to talk about what I call E3 plans, so our Summer Games Fest. Summer Games Fest starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. For Summer Game Fest Live with Jeff Keighley. And this is 3 hours of what I'm sure will be endless amounts of commercials. So far, I'm the only person apparently wants to stream it. So I'm going to be live by myself at 2 o'clock watching this because I took the day off. I took the day off of work because I want to see it. So I don't know if you guys want to come hang out with me. That's cool. If not, I'm going to be eating sushi, watching video games. So I'm excited. Hopefully, maybe we'll see Last of Us tomorrow. Who knows? I'm excited. And then at 6 p.m. will be the Devolver Show, which you can join myself, Dev, Josh, and Haley as we stream over the Devolver Show, which what I feel has become PSVG tradition. Every outlet and podcast community streams over E3 shows, right? Xbox Drive's going to do Xbox. Beyond Trophy Room's going to do PlayStation. Nintendo Shack and Sean and the Nintendo Drive, they're going to do any Nintendo Direct. But if there is one podcast that has a claim to fame, it is PSVG streaming over the Devolver Digital Showcase. We were there first. We were there when nobody else cared, and we will be there again. And if you want to come hang out and watch us make fun of and be entertained by all the ridiculous shenanigans that is Devolver Digital, please come hang out with us because we love Devolver. We always have. I feel like that's one thing that we were early on, right? Like we loved Devolver before it was cool to love Devolver. And
where Donnie and I actually get along.
That's the overlap. That's the one part where we meet and we're like, did we just become best friends? We became best friends. And so we'll be doing that. And then this Sunday, we have the Xbox Bethesda Showcase, which you can find myself and Delvin and Josh and Haley. And then the PC Gaming Show, which I'm going to try to stream myself if the Xbox show doesn't run into it. And then if there is a Nintendo Direct, I imagine the Shack Crew will be doing it. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but Xbox announced that next Tuesday, they'll have like a post-show showcase. So they're doing their showcase, and then there's like an extended showcase. Which
I saw that
people are like saying that, they're going to announce other things here. I think it's going to be a lot of the same, but like in longer form. It's going to be like the inside. It's going to be that inside Xbox format, which I'm not going to commit to streaming. I'll probably watch it, but I'm not going to stream it. I've been burned one too many times. I watch them like showcase Fable there. Like I'll regret this forever. But yeah. E3 stuff is in the air. I'm very excited, and we hope if you're hearing this that you come hang out with us. Twitch.tv/PSVG. It's always more fun when other people are there. But if I'm there by myself, that's fine because tomorrow I'm ordering sushi. As is E3 tradition, I'm gonna go pick up sushi and hibachi, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna watch video games. Very excited.
Nice.
Okay, let's see here. Kyle is correct right there. Quick hitters. Sega announced the Mega Drive Mini 2, which will include 50 Mega Drive and Mega CD titles, including some arcade ports. I have seen them. I believe I've seen them confirm that it's coming to the West, but we don't have a Western date or a Western price. Has anybody seen anything different?
Nope.
No, I have completely ignored this.
I stopped following this news when they announced the Mega Drive Mini 2.
Yeah. No, thank you.
It wasn't the Dreamcast that I wanted, so I tuned it out. I was like, okay, well, I don't care.
I'm gonna get it. It's like
of course you are. I mean,
nobody put that into question. Nobody was wondering that.
I love Sega CD. Hopefully, yes, I did. Stuart Shaw and all that stuff. I used to love that stuff. I know it's terrible now. If I play it now, it's probably awful.
It was terrible then. What do you mean now?
Yeah, it always was.
It was a jam.
At least, are you sure you're not thinking of the Saturn?
No. I don't think I never played the Saturn. That's one of the few
systems. The Saturn I would understand, but the Sega CD, come on.
The Saturn had one game.
I also liked the Sega CD.
Yeah, I know.
I liked it a lot.
Bored with video games. It's like I'm bored of video games. Best
There's a Teenage
listener.
Mutant Ninja Turtles Sega CD game, and
Is it?
it'll blow your mind.
I always thought it was an
Yes,
arcade
it
game.
is.
It's
Is it?
not good. It'll blow
Oh.
your mind what it is.
Yeah.
There's
And
a
there
New
was a
Kids on the
Spider-Man
Block
game that
Sega
was really
CD
good.
game.
I remember that one. Night Trap.
Night Trap.
Oh my god, if that's the game you're going with,
Night
was
Trap. Sewer
Sewer Shark.
Rats.
Sewer Shark,
Rats. Joe Montana Football.
the least exciting news. I remember last
Sonic
week I was so excited. I was
CD.
like, guys,
See,
We
It
told
has
you
to be
wasn't
the
gonna no
Dreamcast, right?
Dreamcast. And we
has to be
told
the
you it
Dreamcast.
wasn't
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
they've released
We'll
that
get
Mega
it. We'll get
Drive
it.
more times than Doctor Strange have seen it in the mid game. Every time you look at it, here's another Mega Drive. Here's
Yeah.
another Sega system. Here's another Sega system.
Just
keep
put the
doing
Sega CD games on the already existing Sega and call it a day.
You would think they'd do that.
No, they won't. I'm talking about emulator. We can do that.
Right.
You can do
Maybe
that
not
now.
you, Delvin.
Yeah, you
Maybe
don't have
not
to
you.
wait.
Not
We,
me.
we
The
can
extra
do that.
buttons.
Somebody
We
would
can
tell
do
it.
that.
Yeah.
You would
I'll
want
The
just
to.
extra
do-
buttons.
I was listening to a podcast. I think it was Mike Minotti. He apparently is a big fan. He was like, guys, this would be so great. It's the controller with the 6 buttons. What a loser.
You can buy one of those
Hey.
right now for the other Sega Genesis. Like,
I am-
why?
Such a Sega hater.
That is a great response.
If it doesn't have a
What
not been
a
in the middle,
loser.
you don't like it.
I love you, Mike, but you still owe me my recorder bumper, so that's why I'm gonna keep making fun of you until you get it. Madden's trying new stuff this year, which is exciting. They have this new gameplay mechanic called Field Sense. If you guys haven't seen it, they have a shit ton of new animations that they're going
That's
on and
cool.
on about, like group tackling, all kinds of stuff. But the big gameplay enhancement, this Field Sense stuff, because there's like 4 or 5 different things, I can't remember them all. But the big thing is passing. So with the passing system now, you can control the speed and the velocity which you throw the ball based on how long you hold down the button, but you can also lead receivers. So I don't know if Coach Mo is still in the chat, but for anybody out there that doesn't know what I'm trying to talk about, if you've ever played Madden or NCAA, if you've ever wanted to throw the ball into a space, like you're seeing the route and you're like, he's open, but you throw the ball and it goes to the receiver instead of going out in front of the receiver, you can do that now, which I got to tell you is extremely exciting. As somebody who likes this football, so I thought it was great. I was like, that's amazing. That's all I've ever wanted. I don't think
They did this already. This is not the first time they've done this.
Well,
There was
they-
another Madden. I feel like it was like 08 or 09 where they actually had where you could lead passers, you could
So,
do all this
You're
precision
talking about
stuff.
I
I
wanted to-
view.
they
Not
had
just the cones.
not
They
the
had
cone
the cones,
view.
but they also had like where you could
On the-
lead
on
and
the Vita?
underthrow.
and the Wii U versions, you could actually and the Wii versions, you could draw routes and make your own routes. And they did have the gameplay where you could like hold the stick and kind of throw at that side of the receiver. But this time you can actually, like when you go to throw, they actually put a reticle in the field and you can
Yes.
like expertly, I want to
Put it
throw
right
it
where you want it.
here. So the best example that I saw 2. If you've ever thrown an out pattern where the receiver runs towards the stick and then goes to the outside, I cannot be the only person who's ever thrown that route and wanted to put it outside the receiver towards the sideline, and it didn't, right? Like it just went to the receiver and it gets blocked. Or what happens all the time in the NFL is if you're in a goal line situation in the red zone and you want to throw that fade to the corner, like you can throw it in the game, but it's always covered. I feel like most of their animations for this game has always been covered. Like now you can actually throw the reticle out there and throw the fade. I'm very excited about this. This is the most excited I've been for Madden since you could draw routes. I thought this looks great, personally. This new Field Sense stuff and all the next gen stuff are only for consoles, PS5 and Series consoles. If you get it on PC, you're still playing the last gen version, just like PS4 and Xbox One. So
They also
suck it, PC
said that
players.
it's not coming to Game Pass.
EA doesn't care at all.
But the trial will be coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, you can play it for 10 hours on Game Pass, and then they'll add it to Game Pass 6 months later.
In January for the Super Bowl.
I'm very excited. Very excited. Definitely be playing Madden. We saw more Sonic Frontiers this week. We had Sonic Frontiers gameplay. We had the combat trailer. We had hands-on previews. I hate even reading this, but this was the news. Fans have petitioned Sega to delay Sonic Frontiers on socials, getting hashtag delay Sonic Frontiers or hashtag replace Sonic Team trending nationally.
Are these
hate
fans?
this.
Are they really fans? These
I
dudes
hate
don't sound
this
like fans.
so much
Those are haters.
Obviously, I disagree with them. I don't want to say that their point isn't valid. I mean, if they don't like it, they don't like it. But I did post a lot of feedback that I was seeing, and there was a lot of people, like I posted in the Discord if you want to go see it. There are a lot of people that are like, we bullied them into delaying the Sonic movie. We can bully them into laying this too. It's like, that is garbage. Hot garbage. So I will lead the way, which what I would imagine maybe you guys may not agree with me. Every time I've seen more information about Sonic Frontiers, the more interested I'm. Like, I'm all in on Sonic Frontiers now. Like the hands-on previews, I thought looked great. Yeah, it's got pop-in and stuff. Like, it's not amazing, but it's 1,000 times better than Legends Arceus was. Like, people are acting like this is the worst game ever made. They're, oh, it looks like trash. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I could show you some trash-looking games. This is not a trash-looking game. This game looks different. I'll give you that. It looks different. And I did see a lot of people are like, well, it doesn't look like Sonic. I think that's the point. Like, if you can step out of that a little bit, I think that's the point, is to make a different type of Sonic game. And
they want people to buy this.
I'm intrigued, man. I'm really intrigued. I think it looks, I'm excited. Like, I'll be there day one for this game.
Looks good. I think so.
I think
it looks fun. It looks cool. I enjoy everything about it. The music, the colors, the way everything is moving. I'm here for it. It looks
those
awesome.
boss battles. Like, you see those Titan battles, like those giant
it looks
Titan
like
battles?
something new. Sonic is doing something different finally. Like, let's fucking go.
Yeah. The second video with the hands-on impressions looked better because when they showed that combat trailer originally, the first one that showed combat, like the second day of trailers, and we talked about it in Discord. You know, it just seemed boring and repetitive. But
I'm sure it will be.
When they showed the next video, which was this IGN's hands-on impressions, and they showed more boss battles, it was way more impressive. Like with the running on the, like almost like Shadow of the Colossus type.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one didn't reflect that. And I remember saying, like,
and I think for the standard enemies that you saw, like with the jump kick and like the circling, I honestly think it will be repetitive.
Sure.
My pushback on that is all platformers that have combat. I think like Mario jumps on
on
turtles, on Goombas. Like, you know, it's going to be the same thing over and over again.
It looks more like you're getting way more. Like, yeah, you can watch Mario jump on a Goombas, like 15 Goombas in a map, but it's spread out, and we just had to watch Sonic take on a white ball monster for 3 minutes.
And I saw so many people. I saw a YouTuber specifically. He was like, "Why are these people here? Who are these people? Like, why are you doing this to me?" It's like, dude, it's mystery. They want you to want to know. He's like, "This sucks. This is terrible."
Story.
I'm like, those questions are exactly, that's how they hook you. They're like, "Don't you want to see what this mysterious world is about? Buy the game."
Yeah,
those people suck.
I'm not interested in the combat. I'm all about the exploration. I want to climb all the towers. I want to find all the things. I want to jump on all the things. I see all these rails go into the sky. I'm like, where does that go? I want to go. I just want to be let loose in this world and just go climb all over. I hope there's a casino world. I hope there's a casino world. Looks just like
really cool.
That'd be amazing.
I want them to add Ugly Sonic. Make him
as a skin, downloadable skin.
That would be great. That would be awesome.
I honestly feel like I'm one of the only people on my own timeline that's excited for this. Like, I see so few people.
I'm excited for it.
You're not alone.
And I'm just like,
we're not posting because we don't care about what the internet thinks.
Yeah. I don't know why they decided to jump on this. It's really weird because I didn't know there was Sonic hate out there, but honestly,
there's a lot in there.
Donnie is part of the Sonic hate.
I am. I normally am.
But these people who are like saying this looks horrible, I didn't see them. These people weren't trying to ban Prince of Persia remake.
Exactly. Thank you, Josh. People are like, this game looks like trash. It's like, I give you 1,000 games that look way worse than this. Way worse.
It's very bizarre to me.
Have you been in video games lately? Have you seen Balan Wonderworld? Where the hell were y'all?
That game is awful.
It's because nobody knows what Balan Wonderworld is, but they know what Sonic is. So if you want some clout for hating on stuff, let's jump on Sonic.
Dude, the Sonic thing gets, they go hard. And I don't want to dismiss their opinions. If they really truly think it's bad, then good.
Keep your stupid opinions to yourself.
Well, just because they disagree with it doesn't mean it's stupid.
Hey, if my mama told me if you ain't got nothing nice to say, shut up. So
I think it's different. I give it that. I mean, I think in their best thing, it doesn't look like a regular Sonic game. If they don't like that, but play Sonic Mania. Like, they've made that game. Go play that.
For you.
That game exists.
Yeah.
It's still there. if you just want that Sonic game, like I'm sure there'll be a Sonic Mania 2. Like they'll make that game, like, but I'm excited for this because it looks different.
Isn't there another Sonic game
What,
coming
I was
out?
going to say that.
Yes.
In like a
Sonic
week or
Collection.
so.
Yeah. Sonic
Oh
Collection.
yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, play that
you
instead.
have that Sonic game. Play
I hope
that.
it's coming
Exactly.
this year.
Leave us alone.
And speaking of coming this year, today on Grub Snacks,
Whoa.
somebody asked Jeff. Oh wow! Only you. Thank you.
You
Donnie.
gotta get it. You gotta get it more than once a year.
Somebody asked Jeff if he thought this game would come to Game Pass, which you might remember I've been suggesting for a few podcasts in a row now. So I think some people are starting to come around to the maybe Sega Xbox relationship. I'm not saying it will be. I have no idea. But, if they can do Yakuza, why not Sonic? Because I want to buy this game, I'd be very excited if it came to Game Pass. That'd be one less game I have to buy.
I think
That'd be
it
great.
That's true.
Moving on. Evil West got a launch date. It's coming out September 20th. Speaking of vampires, I'm gonna get that game.
That game looks dope.
It doesn't it?
Looks
Yeah,
good.
it looks real good.
Does look
It looks real good.
fun.
I'm gonna get the hell out of that game.
I needed to get 8s and 9s, baby. 8s and 9s. Let's go.
It might. It might. The
Uh,
combat looks great. We have no idea if the plot and the story hold up, but combat looks fantastic.
does.
Speaking of Prince of Persia, Josh, GameStop took it
Do
down.
we have to?
It's been completely
Yeah, let's not talk about
delisted.
it.
They returned pre-orders. They started calling people. It was being delisted. Ubisoft did comment on it, saying that it hasn't been canceled. They just don't think they can get it out next year.
It hasn't
so
been
it's just
canceled, but it's the first time we're canceling pre-orders for a game that isn't canceled.
canceled.
So
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
been
nothing.
canceled.
Nothing
It's
to
just,
see
it's
it's
there.
just not
following
working
in
on
the
it
wake of
anymore.
Skull and Bones. That's all.
We may
That's
never
just-
hear about this game.
No.
Oh, you'll hear about it.
It hasn't
Just
been
like Skull and
canceled.
Bones refuses to die.
What
This is
comes out
never gonna
first?
go away.
What comes out first?
Skull and Bones is
Skull
coming
and
out next
Bones,
year.
Beyond Good and Evil.
I was going to
2,
say
or
Beyond
Prince
Good
of
and
Persia.
Evil or the Prince of Persia remake. Which comes out first?
Oh, Prince of Persia remake, because
You think so?
you're gonna have to accept it. It looks like
Beyond
crap.
Good and
and
Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 can't look like crap.
It just won't come out.
It won't. Well, it won't come
I
out
don't
because it
think
was
that Prince of
developed
Persia's
on
coming out.
last gen hardware and tech.
Josh, BioWare named the next Dragon Age game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called Dreadwolf.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
news.
It
Excited.
is
They didn't
news.
show anything else. That's it.
Yeah.
Just the
We've
name.
been hearing about this
BioWare,
game for
yes.
like 30 years.
I know.
Yeah.
Last E3 they gave us
Somebody tell BioWare not to talk
developer
until the game's ready.
interviews with new art backgrounds. So
Here's some
so
art for the game.
now we get a
Like,
name. Yeah, now we
where's
get
the
a
actual
name.
game?
It's like
and then
BioWare's
next
name.
year
real.
we'll
Like-
get character models.
It's like BioWare's real keen in making sure everybody knows they're still there. I'm not
but
sure, but
nobody-
they like
nobody
seem
wants them
adamant to let
anymore.
everybody know that they're still around. They're like, "Hey, BioWare exists. Thank you, BioWare."
Yeah.
Okay. Twisted Metal has cast Will Arnett to voice Sweet Tooth, and Samoa
Yeah.
Joe will be actually performing as Sweet Tooth under the
What
mask.
even is this show gonna be?
That's a good
Right.
question.
It is so bizarre, the casting, and
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Isn't Anthony Mackie in it too?
Yeah. And
Yes.
Anthony Mackie
He's
is
the main
in it.
character.
That's pretty good.
I
Good
forget who was
cast. Maybe it'd be
playing.
awesome.
Hopefully.
I don't know what the identity of this show is. I'm just really trying to wrap my head around what this is going to
And I
be.
mean, is Sweet Tooth going to be anything more than animated Batman? I mean, or Lego Batman? If it was Will Arnett,
Yeah, he's just
Well,
gonna
he has a
talk
lot of
like,
voices. He has a lot of voices.
Yes, he does.
Alfred, get me my chopsticks
that'd be
for
bad.
my ice cream.
Speaking of shows, you guys see the Cyberpunk Netflix thing? The
I
animation?
did. Anime.
Cyberpunk
I saw that.
Edge
I don't
Runners?
know what the hell it is.
Yeah,
I think
Edge
the
Runners,
animation looked good. The trailer looked good.
yeah.
Kind of like Dragon
Animation
Ball
looked
Z.
really good.
I didn't see it.
We'll see if the story holds up, but the animation looked good.
Yeah.
ESA has reemerged with a reminder that E3 will come back next year, both in a digital and in
Lying.
space.
That's cap.
just because
Sales.
E3 is coming back doesn't mean they're bringing anybody with them.
Yeah, I bet they are, though. Just as I always
cap.
have, I'll remind you again, these
you
companies
wanna
pay the ESA. It's not like they're there against their own will. They're there willingly. They willingly partake.
And they
in
willingly
E3.
left and said, "We're going to
didn't
do
all
our
leave,
own
though.
thing."
They didn't all leave.
They
Did
just
we
do their
miss
own
him
thing.
though? Did we miss him?
No,
No, I don't think
No.
we've missed them.
Donnie did.
No.
Donnie
And
missed
I mean, I miss
It's in his
E3,
Twitter
but
name.
we're still getting E3. It's just in a different format now. But like Jeff putting all of this stuff kind of in the same week or two, I think
Yeah.
fills in the gaps. I've said since this, I think I think momentum matters with stuff like this. I don't think you just go away for 2 years and just turn the lights on and expect people to be there. I think they will have to make some concessions. But if E3 wants to be E3 again, I think they will. I think they will. I mean, this isn't new. I think a lot of people have said this before. Like, does E3 just turn into PAX? Does it become more of like an in-person show?
I feel like it should go the other way.
I'm with you, but I feel like the ESA wants it. Like, that's the monetization way.
Yeah,
I think they just want to do an in-person show and maybe less emphasis on showcases, more emphasis on floor tickets, demos, that type of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's enough video game cons out there. I get what you're saying, and I agree to like that extent of like they want to make that money. They want it to be this big pomp and circumstance. But I also would argue like CES is extremely successful because most of the people that go to that are industry people.
Oh, I'm with you. That's exactly what I would want. I would rather them do that.
E3 you had to
no
be
fans,
media.
Just showcases, no fans. Like I'm with you. But
and then
everything that they tried to do last year
showcase.
Was all merch based, was all ticket. Like they seem hell bent on raising their profitization, level.
Right, and then the bigger question is, if they decide to do that, what does Jeff Keighley do? Because he really could affect what, like, he could really just kill E3 if he really wanted to.
Well, I would argue the opposite side. If E3 goes to, we're going to be an in-person event and not focus on these stage shows, maybe if they lower that, maybe that helps Xbox, Nintendo do their showcases during their event, but they do them digitally. There's a show floor presence, but there are also these streaming events that are taking place during the same time.
Yeah, they could do that. That's true. They could do that as well.
Because a lot of the fans that want to get mad, I think this is what Devin was alluding to. A lot of these fans are like, nobody wants to pay this money for the stage. Well, the way that you fix that is you charge the people that come and you get rid of the stage. So you have the stage shows digitally and you just charge people to show up, and that's where they make their money. Instead of making their money from Sony, they just make it from us.
Gamescom still exists.
Right.
You gotta think of it like that. If Gamescom can still exist, so can E3 in that form. It's just a matter of, will the people come?
And I thought that was the direction they were going before they canceled. They definitely looked like they were going towards a Gamescom type of thing.
I think you might be smarter than E3 because I don't know that they're thinking that.
I mean, if I were them, if they were asking me for my advice, I would partner with Jeff.
Yeah, that's the smartest decision. I just don't
instead
know.
of just join forces, and I would let Jeff be the figurehead, let him be the spokesperson, and we're still the ESA, which means we'll guarantee. Honestly, Nintendo will be a part of it as long as they're going to be a part of the ESA. Until they leave the ESA, I expect them that they'll continue to support the event. I think Microsoft will as well. So I think you just join forces.
What the hell does the ESA do?
They lobby on behalf of the video game makers. So they're a big thing that their big thing that they do is they fight piracy and they fight laws. And when politicians start talking about how violent video games may be banned and shit, the ESA is the folks that rub those elbows to make sure that doesn't happen. Like these companies, like even PlayStation, that's the thing that I always bring up is I think in the gaming, or definitely I always speak to Twitter, which I hate using because Twitter is not real, but I think in the gamer sphere, they hear ESA, and because of the Docs event and the way journalists have presented, they think of them as like evil. They're like, oh, the ESA is bad, we need to eradicate them. It's like, guys, all of your favorite companies are members of the ESA. They actively pay to be a membership. Like they don't hate the ESA.
Yeah, it's only been around since 94?
Yeah, that's not very old.
Mortal Kombat.
Yep, exactly.
Monday, baby. So good.
So if you dig into the ESA, there's a reason that they exist. They're not like these companies aren't, mandated to pitch in. Like they're there willingly. They want to. They see value in doing so.
Government was going to regulate video game violence and things like that. And
the ESA is the one that pitched the ratings. Exactly. And so instead of government regulations, we'll regulate it. We'll do the ratings and we'll make sure this is good. Yeah, that they're the middleman. So as long as the ESA wants to put on an event, people are going to support it, whether gamers or Jeff Keighley like it or not. They pay a lot of money. It's like millions to be members. Yeah. Like they're not going to support the event. They're going to be there. Our last story today, this is somewhat funny. Apparently somebody at Thunderful published the trailer way too early, but Deadly Premonition is coming to Steam. I imagine this
Why?
may be a part of the PC showcase. I'm sorry,
The first
Deadly.
one or two?
Yeah, I should have been more clear. Deadly Premonition 2, formerly a Nintendo Switch exclusive, is coming to Steam. So it should be at the PC Gamer Show. I would imagine. I think it'll be at the PC Gamer Show.
Will it work?
That's the point. That's the question, right? Like, is it any good? Will it run the same or will it run better?
They should say that about what they said about Spider-Man about this.
Because that game, the graphics too strong, it's too fast. That game, I would never rebuy that game for any significant amount of money. I'm gonna make that clear. But if on PC it runs well and plays, I will probably pick it up for cheap one day just to give it another try because I really like Deadly Premonition 1. But it's got to run better because on Switch, dude, that's you Sonic Frontiers people, go play Deadly Premonition 2. Okay, you need a new barometer for what bad game is.
Or just stop playing games. That would be nice.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Get off social media.
Josh just going scorched earth. Just go away.
We don't need you here.
We don't need them.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Dev tried to play Crickets for Deadly Premonition, and all it made it sound like was the game soundtrack.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is true.
Buy or sell. This is fun. Apparently, Rare lead engineer James Thomas, amongst other folks at Rare, have started unlocking achievements in GoldenEye 007, raising wild, reckless speculation that GoldenEye 007 HD will be an announcement this week. Buy or sell?
Buy.
You're all in?
Yeah, I mean, I have to. It's my fantasy league.
Nice.
I gotta buy.
I'm gonna sell it, so keep
the counter pick
league down. Yeah. Get us out of here.
I've been talking about this for weeks. With every delay they've been saying, I was like, guys, they're gonna have GoldenEye. I'm very excited. I hope it's awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Are they gonna do the thing with what like the other GoldenEye game did, where they just replace Pierce Brosnan with Daniel Craig?
That'd be
no,
funny.
they're definitely.
It has to be Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. I'm very excited. I'm legit very excited. I love GoldenEye. I want to play it on a real controller.
Yeah.
I talked about it this week. I had the honor of guesting on Nintendo Drive, and we talked about it. I expect that it'll be announced at the Xbox show, and I expect that it will come to Switch as well. I'm expecting it to be kind of like the Quake remaster. It's going to look old, going to play old, but it's going to be like super sharp and widescreen. You can play with a new controller with online. And I don't think anybody can really ask for more than that. Like, you can maybe want a big remake and all that. Guys, the license is hell. The copyright's hell. Nintendo and Xbox, apparently, as I understand it, they both have to sign off on this game even being re-released. So the fact that it's even gotten to this point where it could be reality, and the entire achievement list is leaked. Like, it's up on xboxachievements.com. You can see it. I'm just surprised we're even
a game that was pretty much almost done, and then they had to kill it.
Yeah,
it
leaked. It leaked a couple years ago. Like, somebody was like, "Hey, here's this HD remaster we did of this game that we could never release because Nintendo said no." And it leaked on people were playing on PC and stuff. So the fact that we even got here to where it could be a reality, I think, is awesome. Speaking of something else that could also be awesome, apparently Kojima is working on a horror game called Overdose. That's been leaking this week. That's the hot item. Nobody knows where it might or might not show up, and I'm assuming we'll see it tomorrow with Jeff. But nobody knows if it's PlayStation, Xbox, everything. Nobody knows. But it could be like a spiritual successor or a continuation of what he was supposed to be doing with Silent Hills and PT. Which makes me really excited. I'm not the biggest Kojima fan, but I love PT and was all in on Kojima making horror games. So
yeah,
wherever it is, I want to play it. This is very exciting.
Yeah, nothing. The problem is you got to drop the PT because it will never, no matter what the game is, nothing
will be that again.
Be able to compare to PT because
Probably
PT exists in a vacuum.
Yeah. Yeah, it was its own blend of like viral media plus awesome horror. It's like a Blair Witch kind of thing.
Well, it's also
if you want to play something similar to PT, just play Returnal and just the house scene. There you go, Donnie.
Okay, close.
The disrespect
close.
you just put on PT by comparing it to that What a joke.
It's the closest you're gonna get to it being realized. I'm just saying.
Whoa. And then I think this has been the most fun rumor, especially for me, but I honestly think just generally this week. There is a new Twitter account called The Snitch. And this Twitter account apparently had the entire state of play like 2 days beforehand. And it wasn't one of those like tweet type things where they had it like private the day before and they published it. Like he posted an image of everything in the one image days before. He posted a tweet today that says part 1 with a controller emoji and a laptop emoji, September 2nd, 2022, which led the internet to speculate that he's referring to Last of Us Part 1. I have no idea if he's not. Like, that seems to be where everybody's going. I understand why you would say that, because The Last of Us is really the only game that's ever considered Part 1 and Part 2. Like, they actually put that in the name. But there are lots of games with sequels. He could be talking about anything. But most people think he's talking about The Last of Us. And he's also a Euro leaker and with the PlayStation tie-in. So the speculation is Last of Us remake, probably with factions, coming this September, day and date on PC, which led many PlayStation fans to be very upset. But this PC fan, super excited. It's what I've been wanting all year long. What do you guys think? Buy or sell?
Makes sense. I'll buy it.
I'll buy it.
Looks
I
cool.
always,
Buy all day.
I've always thought that if you're going to do factions and you're going to do a remake, what have I said since the day we heard a remake? I don't think you remake The Last of Us again if you're not going to include it on PC. Like you got it.
It's been remade already.
Exactly.
If you're gonna do something different, put it on.
You got to open it up to
Xbox.
You got to open it to new players, especially if you're trying to promote the show. Right? You're trying to promote the show. You're trying to get people in. You got to open it to new players. I never thought it made much sense without doing it. You forgot about it?
I keep forgetting about the show.
Oh, dude, I keep seeing the scenes. Have you seen any of the leaked pictures of the sets? Oh, the sets look so good.
I'm cool.
So excited.
I'll just wait for it to be a real thing, and when it's real, then I'll acknowledge it. I don't really. I mean, seeing scenes like I know what it is. So
yeah, but it's still cool to see it in real time. I like seeing.
I can go outside and see the last.
Like the sets look great. They've got all the cars are all dusty, and branches and leaves and stuff. They look so cool.
I'll go ahead and film some video of Bakersfield, and you'll think it's Last of Us. It's cool.
Okay,
I can go outside and see that. I promise you.
Dev, that's it for the news.
All right, let's get into these questions. Coming first from Rude Days, he wants to know, what do you think will be bigger 10 to 15 years from now, VR or cloud streaming?
Cloud.
Without
Holodeck.
VR.
Say it with me. Give me the holodeck.
I say VR.
Cloud went to Argentina today. I saw pictures of people playing and stuff like that.
On Final Fantasy?
Cloud. He's on Final Fantasy. Cloud streaming just has the ability to reach so many more people than I think VR could ever hope to be honest
I
with
hate
you.
to correct you. It's Cloud Strife.
It's correct. It's correct.
That's 2.
This man has too much power.
Next question.
Next caller.
I said I hate to correct you.
Next question comes from David, and he says, do you think Xbox or PlayStation will ever make a handheld again? If so, how would you design it?
Oh, if I was PlayStation with support behind it.
Ever is such a stance to take. You're basically betting against the field, and I wouldn't bet against the field. No, I think they'll make a handheld. Somebody will make a handheld.
Yeah, I don't think Xbox needs to make a handheld,
but I think they might
just stream everything. Everything is an Xbox
that's the
handheld.
thing. But that's the thing is I could totally see them making a cheap tablet Surface streaming thing. I 100% think I could see that happening.
Yeah, I agree with you. Actually,
a little cheap tablet
so just
that has controllers.
Utilize the cloud. Yeah.
Bring back the Zune or Windows Phone.
And if PlayStation is crazy enough to go against Quest and try to push VR, yeah, they could totally make a portable again. I think the portable has more. How could PlayStation have witnessed everything the Switch has done for the last 5 years and not at least considered trying again? They have to. They probably will at some point.
They're gonna take that PC money and turning it into portable money.
especially this PlayStation Plus, and now like if their streaming ever gets off the ground and they can kind of do that, yeah,
Because this sure is just limping along right now. Good God.
yeah. So I wouldn't bet against the field. I wouldn't bet like forever they won't do it. That's too definite. Somebody will try it.
Cool. Moving along. Brendan wants to know what is one thing, whether it's a TV show, podcast, comic, etc., that you took a break from and then went back to that you regret ever actually stopping being into. He said he just went back to listening to Bill Burr and has been enjoying it and laughing his ass off ever since.
I love Bill Burr. He's one of my favorites. You definitely should check out Bill Burr's like new comedy Friends show. It's got Michelle Wolf on it. It's on Netflix. I do have a good answer. I've got a gaming answer. Back when the Kind of Funny thing happened, I stopped listening to Beyond because we had Brian and Max. And for whatever reason, Max's fit into at that time, I just thought was weird. It just didn't jive with me. I don't think I've ever really jived with Max Scoville much. But they left, or at least he left. At some point, he left. And I think as I tuned out of Kind of Funny years ago. That was never like the place for me. But I eventually came back to Podcast Beyond. And they've had Jonathan Dornbush have come back. I remember I was sharing episodes with you a couple years ago, Dev, where they had like Brian Altano on there talking about the state of PlayStation. And I've listened to that show every week since. It's like I feel like I took like a year off from Beyond, and I eventually just came back. And I still listen to it. I don't even have a PlayStation 5, and I still listen to Beyond every week. I just think it's a really good podcast. My other answer would be, I almost hate to admit it, I've had such a love-hate relationship with Joe Rogan. I really like a lot of content that Joe Rogan will create. I think he has a lot of provoking topics, and he goes places that I'm interested in hearing from like experts and stuff. But then he went like way off the deep end with like the COVID stuff and the masking stuff, and like I really I was like, this is not it, and I tuned out because I just thought it was irresponsible. But when he's talking about aliens and shit, I think it's entertaining. He's talking about UFC. I really like listening to Joe Rogan talk about UFC fighters. He's informative, so I have never gone back to him, but I probably will at some point. Like when COVID's in the rearview mirror and he gets back to talking about, black holes and universes and other planets that support life, like I'll probably listen to it again.
Yeah. I
do not have an answer for this. Go ahead, Devin.
I have one very similar to Donnie's on. Joe Budden podcast. I was a huge fan of the podcast. I listened to it for a good while. And then the whole Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion thing happened, and he started talking about that. And that is the last person you want to talk about domestic violence issues. And it was like, nah, I cannot listen to you talk about this because it sounds gross. It's like, so I had to stop listening to it. Maybe after the situation's over with, I'll go back to it. But as of right now, I'm like, nah, I can't hear you out of all people talk about this. You are not the person who should be talking about this at all, in the least bit. in terms of like TV, probably The Walking Dead.
I left that shit. That show's never looked back. No regrets.
Yeah, I left it after they killed Shane.
You left early. Like
I did. I left early.
With the show where I left for a while, but then they started like saying, "Oh, we're changing all this stuff, and these people are going." So I'm like, I kind of want to see where the show ends at. So I've kind of started getting back into it because I just want to see where the story ends and what they do.
Like I left after Shade, but I kept up with kind of like where the storyline was going. And eventually I just got to, because my mother-in-law watches it religiously. She still watches it and she tries to get me back. And I think eventually what I realized maybe season like 4 or 5 is that they just kind of kept repeating the same beats, the same loops. Like, oh my God, we're building a community. We found a place that's going to be safe and we've brought on these people. And, oh no, there was a vulnerability. Now these people have died. Now we're on the run and we're alone. Oh no, we found new people. There's a safe place and we're here again. Oh no, this vulnerability here and these people have died and we're on our own and we're on the run. And it just kind of keeps looping like in that same basic structure. And this is one of my best examples for why I don't really like television, because I feel like, especially I think Walking Dead is the prime example of when a show gets so popular, it's too popular to end. And I always attribute that to that kind of stuff. Is that I would much rather see something that has an end game in mind and you're building to that than something that just propagates itself over and over and over again. That's where I bounce. I get out. I'm like, I can't just keep doing this endlessly.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I
want
think
something
Walking
that
Dead
has
has
an
the Game
actual
of Thrones
end.
problems.
Yeah.
Where in terms of like how Game of Thrones, like J.J. Railroad Martin just stopped writing, so they just start making up shit.
And that's when I get excited
has a,
when people announce a limited series.
Mhm.
Like, this is a one-time thing. We got
That makes
10
sense.
episodes from start to finish. This is it. We don't care how much you like it. It ends here.
Yep.
Like, I want to watch that versus something like The Walking Dead is actually the thing that I always go to. I feel like Sons of Anarchy was kind of the same way too.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy should have ended like 2 or 3 times before it actually did. But it was so popular and so big, they just kept it going. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Got anything,
What about
Josh?
you, Josh?
You know, it's recency bias-ish, but when Ted Lasso first came out, I gave it like I didn't even give it a blink. Like, I gave it like half an episode. And I was like, I don't know if I'm really gonna like be into the soccer thing. Even though I do enjoy like World Cup soccer, I don't typically watch it normally. And then COVID hit me and I watched Severance, and then I started watching Ted Lasso.
My
and
wife
man,
loves
like,
that show.
it's probably the best TV show I've ever watched in my entire life.
Really?
It's
I've
just,
never seen it.
it's
Me
incredibly
That's
good,
high
and
praise.
you just got to look. You don't even have to look past soccer because it's in the background. It's not in
I didn't
your
even know it
face.
was about soccer.
It's not about
It-
soccer. He just
I'm-
happens to be a coach. that's
Yeah,
coaching
I didn't even know
it-
that. Like, I've seen clips and stuff of it and like quips and gifs and stuff, so I'm aware of
Yeah.
kind of what it's about, but I had no idea that soccer was even a part of it.
It's one of I
didn't
don't
either.
know. I
never
don't.
watched a
I
single
want to talk
episode.
about how good it is, but I don't want to sound like a snob. Like, it's so emotionally.
Dude, you like
smart.
it. You said it's your favorite show ever. So
Yeah,
you're not a
it's-
snob.
it's
You
all
like it.
curvy.
Well, no,
Lots
I
of
mean, like,
people really
calling
like
it
this show.
emotionally smart,
true.
I think is
It's a very
snobbish.
popular show. It's
Yeah,
not like
people
you didn't just
really
come out
like
here
it.
with Green Arrow. Like,
No,
I'd
and
give
it's-
you
Yeah,
shit if it was Green Arrow.
and it's
We're
talking
by
about
Bill
that
stuff,
Lawrence.
Screaming at something right
Yeah.
now.
It's by Bill Lawrence, who did Scrubs,
Makes
which
me
I love
happy.
Scrubs. So there's a lot of Scrubs in it too, a little bit.
Nice.
Like that sense of humor. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic show.
Nice.
Like I said, I got nothing. I stopped watching things because they end. That's pretty much it.
I hear you. Separation anxiety.
No, just once I'm done with something, I'm done. Like games, I don't really play them. When I'm done,
I have a really
that's
hard
it.
time giving new things a try. My wife is always like, let's watch this new thing. I'm like, it's just a big commitment. Like,
Yeah.
there's 4 seasons of this thing. Let's sit down and get started. It's like, you're asking me to watch 39 hours of television is what you're
Right.
asking.
Not in a row.
Right, but my wife watches it every day. My wife will
That
go
doesn't mean-
through 2 or
that
3
doesn't mean you
episodes
have
every
to.
day. But I do, because if we're going to watch it together, I do. I have to, like, that's the thing. It's such a
Oh.
deal breaker for me.
See,
The
me and
fact
wife
that
will
I
watch
ever
something,
gave Yellowstone a try is like amazing.
I will
'Cause
roll
I'm-
over and go to sleep and
Because
then
I'm
pick up
so
later on
much
my
the
own.
person. I'm like, let's just watch another episode of The Office,
That
or
is
let's
my
watch
wife and
another
The
episode
Simpsons.
of That 70s Show, or let's watch
Ugh.
another episode of Bob's Burgers. Because like I know I like that,
Yes,
And I
I do
don't-
the same thing.
and I don't have to
I
commit to
can't
watching all of it
stand
all
that.
over again. Like,
See,
yeah,
Is it the anxiety of like
it's just a
trying to find
commitment.
out what's going to happen?
No,
'Cause
it's just
I
a
can't
commitment.
stand watching the same shit over and over.
It's just,
and over
oh
and
God,
over
I've
and over
watched,
again.
I've gone through That 70s Show, the entire series,
Yeah,
10, 15 times over.
I must say I must have
How I
watched
Met Your
Futurama
Mother?
100 times.
Yeah, How I Met Your Mother,
All
I've
of the
gone through
episodes.
at least 8 times. At least
Yeah.
The Office, at least
I-
8 times.
I don't
Oh yeah,
mind watching the same thing over and over again because
Ugh.
sometimes
just
it gets
comfort
to that point
food.
of the night where you're like, it's comfort
can't
food.
do
now
and
you'll also
I
realize
don't
that
want to.
all of my comfort food TV shows are all like sitcom comedies. So it's like, it's not like a big dramatic thing that I'm being strung out like over multiple episodes. You can watch any episode of any of those shows out of order and be just fine. You know?
Yeah. That's. I mean, I get it because my wife is the same way. She's like, we're gonna watch The Simpsons, or we're gonna watch Seinfeld.
Yeah,
or
who
we're
doesn't
gonna
love
watch
Seinfeld?
New Girl, and I've seen it all. She's seen it all, so I'm like, no problem. I'm going to sleep.
Have you
And
guys
she
watched
gets upset.
Duncanville?
No.
Never even heard of it.
I like
I
Duncanville.
haven't heard of it.
Duncanville is
That's
an
Duncanville.
animated series. It's got Tina Fey and the dad from Modern Family, who's on Dawn of the
Yeah,
Dead and stuff.
Ty
Yeah,
Burrell.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty good if you're like into like those family comedy type things. It's pretty good. It's kind of like Bob's Burgers, like Futurama, kind of like in that vein.
Okay.
All right. TPR says Far Cry 4 is free with Prime Gaming right now. Jog my memory. Have any of y'all played Far Cry 4? What did you think of it? I might spin this one up in a few days for the first time.
I've never played 4.
I like it,
Me either.
but the problem with 4 is it's gonna be hard going back to 4.
He likes
after you played
everything,
5 and
right?
6.
No, that's not why I'm laughing. I'm so
No.
sorry. In my head, when you were reading the question, I was like, Donnie, you've been talking so much. Stop. Let everybody else talk. And I sit here to take a drink, and everybody goes, never played it.
Only 2 of us said that. Delvin's played it.
Yeah.
He liked it.
Yeah,
I played it.
It's good.
It's okay. I don't think 4 is as good as 3, as good as 5, or as good as 6. I also think that I've always said this, I think there's a big line in the sand between like Far Cry 4 and everything that came before it, and Far Cry 4 and everything that came after it, in terms of menu crafting, streamlining, optimization. Like kind of quality of life issues get a lot better. So personally, I would say play Far Cry 3 or Primal or 5 or 6. Play any of those before 4. But if you want to play 4, when it's FPS boosted,
I like 4. 4 is fun. It's just like I said, the villain in 4 is not as compelling as the villain in 3.
completely reminds me. Did you guys notice a Far Cry bundle on Steam? I totally bought the hell out of it. I had no idea this. I was like, oh my God, I buy them all. They were on sale. I bought them all for like $15 on every Far Cry.
Isn't there like a bundle for everything on Steam? At
Probably.
This point?
Probably, but it was worth it for like New Eden alone. It was seriously, it was like I posted a picture in the PC. It was like $15. Bought every Far Cry. So I'm probably going to replay Primal and New Eden at some point. Or I always call it New. Is it New Dawn?
New Dawn.
I have no idea.
I always call it New Eden, and yeah, it's New Dawn. I know I always get that wrong. Yeah. And that game's probably a hell of a looker on PC because that game looked great on 1X. I can only imagine how good New Dawn looks. Yeah, like on PC, it's gonna look amazing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep. Another question from TPR. He says, "Who's the most memeable gaming executive who isn't Reggie Fils-Aimé? Maybe Mr. Extraterrestrial himself, Jim Ryan." I was definitely going to say
the
Reggie
answer.
Fils-Aimé is totally memeable, but
No, I think Jim Ryan's taking the mantle.
Yeah.
he's God.
It's gotten to the point now where you can take that picture of Jim Ryan with his hands out and put any quote you could think of underneath it, and like it's legit. Like people would think he's actually said it.
Reggie has so many things. Like Jim
Reggie
Ryan, you
Fils-Aimé
only
was
see him a
amazing.
couple. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, if it's not Reggie, I say Jim Ryan because I just don't feel like we get enough stuff we can meme fill.
His cat dogs, like birthday parties.
Oh boy.
You know, like he is something else. Jim Ryan is.
He's the worst.
Is he Don Matrick levels yet? Like, I've asked this question before. Like, are we getting to the point where Jim Ryan is the new Don Matrick? It can't be because he's selling so well. Like Don Matrick also comes with unbelievably terrible performance. Jim Ryan is Don Matrick, but with incredible performance. Like selling, it's almost like it's like PlayStation succeeds in spite of Jim Ryan. Like he's trying everything he can do to bring them down, and yet they continue to blaze forward.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Could you imagine how great they'd be if they just dropped him? Just get rid of him. Just
who was the last guy? What was his name again?
Sean Layden.
Sean Layden.
I remember when
I remember when we first went to Sean Layden, and I was like, "This guy ain't it."
Yeah.
Remember? And then it was slightly kind of warmed up to him over time, and then you get Jim Ryan. You're like, "Oh my, I would love for Sean Layden."
Yeah, please bring Sean back. For the love of God.
Please because Sean Layden succeeded Tretton, and that was a hard one. Jack Tretton was the best. Jackie T was great. And I think that was the hard thing with him is that Sean Layden seems so much more corporate and and then you get Jim Ryan. You're like, oh, somebody please get Sean Layden back out here with a crash shirt on. I don't know what you guys have done, but get rid of this guy. Send him back to the PlayStation Europe.
Send him back to the planet he came from.
Yeah.
Melmac.
He's a weird dude.
Yeah. Hobic 1K, he says, over the past year and a half, I've discovered a love for the Shantae games. thanks to
Nice.
that good old Steam sale, of course. He
Mhm.
says, so the 20th anniversary sale for those games started here lately. I picked up a few on Switch, including the re-release of the original Game Boy Color game. He said he attempted to play the Game Boy Color game for the first time since close to its release now, and he remembers why he was hesitant to try it. So the actual question is, are there any games you enjoy a lot now, but have earlier installments in the franchise that you absolutely do not like?
I don't think so. I saw this question came in and I thought about it. I can't think of a game that I played back in the day that I didn't like, that for some odd reason I do like now. There's definitely franchises I've discovered for the first time later on that I've enjoyed. But typically when I like something, I like something. And if I don't, I don't. And I very rarely find that I flip-flop on that. So I just wanted to get my answer out of the way. I don't think so. There's nothing that comes to mind that I can think of. Like, I used to hate that game and now I like it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
I never played Deadly Premonition back when it released because the reviews were bad and stuff. And when I played it later, I liked it, but I could have just liked it then. I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, read the question for me so I get clarification again on that. Because I'm trying to figure out.
I just deleted it.
Yeah.
So
I do think
it's real simple.
Well,
I think
It's real simple. Let me give him a quick overview. It's just, was there a series of games that you played like a while ago and you did not like them, and then you picked up a later version and you enjoyed it?
suddenly you did. I was gonna say, I think for me, it's gone the opposite way. Like, I really used to like Xenoblade to the point I thought I was a Xenoblade fan. And then after playing X and 2 and other ones in Torn and later, I don't like Xenoblade nearly as much anymore. So I'm not even excited. I'm not even going to play Xenoblade 3.
That's
And you're
being
talking
an
about
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, as I say, I think it's the other way. There are games that eventually over time I just don't like anymore. Versus the other way, finding something I like later.
I feel like there's some RPGs I'm like that, probably like that with, like, the old 8-bit version of a certain RPG that you play it now, you're like, oh, this is cool. Maybe Final Fantasy. I don't remember liking the
Yeah, I still don't like
8-bit
Final
version
Fantasy.
of Final Fantasy. Yeah. I only like yeah, that's probably the answer. Like, what is it? 1, 2, 3 that was on NES. I didn't like those that much, but I loved 7. 7 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Okay.
7,
Yeah, that
I
counts.
Like 8 a lot. So yeah. So that's the answer, yeah.
I was thinking Halo maybe, but I don't really like Halo. I never have, and I still don't. Like, I've played them all, but I can't say that. I would never say like I'm a
I have
Halo
one.
fan. No, I'm not.
Sure.
For me, it's Tomb Raider. I didn't like the original Tomb Raiders on PlayStation.
Oh man, you didn't do
I
like
just
the
didn't.
4-wheeler in the mansion and shit?
No, I played the first Tomb
I
Raider and was
love
like,
the original Tomb
I don't
Raider.
like this, and just stopped playing it. But the remakes, I absolutely love.
Nice, that's a good answer.
Remakes
Dude,
are
I
amazing.
love the old Tomb Raider. I remember that was one of my favorite things about my original PlayStation. I was like, this Tomb Raider game is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't have one for you. I can't think of a single game. I'm sure there are some. Tomb Raider is a great answer, but I don't
See, I feel like
love them as much as everyone else does.
I
with the
feel like
new
maybe
ones.
for a lot of people, a lot of Nintendo franchises might fit this. Because like you may have not got into like earlier Mario games, but maybe a 3D World or a 3D Land or an Odyssey or something got you, or a Zelda. Like maybe you
Right.
never liked Skyward Sword, but you like Breath of the Wild. But I just like all those games. But I feel like a lot of Nintendo games probably fit this
Sure.
this question.
Hated
Because-
Mario then, hate him now.
You bastard.
My son asked me for more Mario games. I was very upset. That was this morning. He was like, "Dad,
Nice.
we need more Mario games."
We gotta
I'm
get
like,
that
he's
kid a
watching
3DS.
somebody
I
playing
told-
Mario Wii or something. I'm like,
You can get that on
this one.
you can get that on Switch.
Which
you can
one?
get Galaxy on Switch.
Not Galaxy. No, it was
Yeah.
just like Super Mario Wii. It was like side scrolling.
Yeah, Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, so he was like, "We got to get this. We got to get a Wii." I'm like,
Do you have the
No.
2D Mario for Switch? Bros U?
"Yeah, I have U Deluxe, but he doesn't
Yeah.
want that one. He wants
Yeah, he
this
wants
one
the
that he
old-
saw."
yeah, he wants
I'm
the old
like,
one.
"No, we're not."
Has he played the
No.
old ones?
Yes, he plays them on.
Played Super Mario World and stuff on the Switch
Mhm.
Online?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would love him, Donnie. He likes the games. you
Yeah, I
like.
know,
It
like,
just
he sounds like-
pisses me off.
Perfect kid, man. Just
Just
amazing
drives
kid.
me nuts.
So much better
Yeah.
than his dad.
Ooh.
Like incredibly,
agree.
like so, like
That's how I feel about
1,000 times
Jack.
better
He
than his
has like
dad.
the best shoe taste ever, and you just I don't know what's wrong with you. This man wants Jordans.
I'm wearing Crocs.
Let's just swap
No.
kids.
No shit about shoes. I ain't got time to be worrying about shoes.
Let's just swap kids. You know, I'll teach them the way a ball, and you can go ahead and play Mario with.
Good call. Week says Dev needs to install Dolphin. Yeah.
Like hell, I do. My kid ain't playing on my PC. Are you crazy?
Well, somebody's got to
Outta
play
here.
it. You're over here playing your damn PS5 all the time. Somebody needs to play that
That's a good
PC.
point.
Somebody needs to put it to use. You sure as hell ain't a PC player.
We good.
Definitely not Dev.
We good. Nah, this is daddy's toy. It's not for the children.
And he doesn't use.
I don't share. I'm using it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think this might be our last question. It's from Kyle. He says, if all four of you entered in next year's World Wrestling Entertainment's Royal Rumble in 2023, who would most likely go and win the entire event?
Dude, we are getting our
None of us.
asses
Not me.
kicked.
None of us.
Thoroughly kicked.
None
Did you
of
guys
us.
see Colin and
See,
and-
you're missing if we're actually wrestlers. Like, come on.
No. He doesn't say that. It doesn't say if you
That's
were
how I took it.
wrestlers. It
That's how I
says if
took it.
all four of you just entered the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I
Do you
would
know how
literally
big
die.
Seth Rollins
I would
is?
be
Like, Seth
dead.
Rollins looks like a normal dude, and
I
Seth
don't
Rollins
care.
like he's tower over you. Your small
Look,
ass. He'd
Look,
bench
look,
press
if we
and
were
throw you
actual
out
wrestlers,
like
first of
Thunder
all-
Lips
first-
did
no,
Rocky.
no.
He'd just throw
I
you
don't
into like
care.
the fourth row.
We wouldn't
This
even
is-
do good in the women's rumble.
You took the fun out the
no
question.
less
I would
the
do.
men's rumble.
I would enjoy myself in the women's rumble. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, we all
I'm,
enjoy ourselves.
I'm
We
fighting
wouldn't-
Rhea.
I
I'm
would do
fighting
good
Rhea
just
real
fine.
quick. Can you please throw me?
I saw.
I'm
her. I think
jumping
she did
right
more
into
than
her
30.
arms. 1,000%. I actually might really hit a woman if somebody tries to get between me and Rhea.
Oh my god.
That's a good. That's a good pull quote.
Just grabbing a chair and just whack.
Excuse me.
Might hit a woman.
Might hit a woman. Oh man, could you imagine? Who's the
Hitting a
biggest
woman?
guy on the
No.
roster right now, Delvin? Who's the giant?
Well, Roman Reigns is on vacation.
Andy
Omos.
Roman's not going to be in the Rumble. Who's the giant? Who's the big
Omos
guy?
is the big guy.
Oh my
Omos is
god,
like what, seven,
dude! I don't
6,
think
something like that.
I don't think Dev reaches like Omos's knee.
No.
He would one hand.
Omos can't wrestle.
He would shot put Dev out of the ring, just with one arm. Just
What kind of
Omos
nonsense?
is huge.
Yeah.
I get it.
He's huge.
I get it.
He can't wrestle for shit. He can't wrestle.
you know how little.
You actually have a chance of beating him.
Do you know how little regular normal wrestlers make AJ Styles look? And then Dev gets out, and he would be looking up to AJ.
Damn, you looking up the Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio would powerbomb the shit out of Dev.
Delvin, we're like the same damn height.
I'm way taller than you. You're like 5'2".
How t-
Oh
what
no!
the shit? What is this?
But the chat says Delvin. Everybody's got Delvin. That's what they're going on. See, I think you might be right because I think Delvin might pull a Jericho where he just hides outside the ring until the very
Yes,
end. But
I
here's
100%
the
do
problem.
that.
Here's the problem. The very end, there's gonna be somebody like Drew McIntyre in there, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. Delvin's gonna run up behind him, try to flip him out, and he's gonna like run up to the ropes, try to push him, and then realize that that's not as easy as it looks. Like he's gonna run
Exactly.
into them, and they're not gonna move at all.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to hide, and Dev's gonna fucking snitch on me. He's right there. He's
See,
right.
look, here's the thing. If we were actually wrestlers, I was gonna say Donnie's gonna win because I'm gonna cheat my ass off to get him to go over. And I'm definitely getting you out first, Delvin. You're first gone.
I
If
know.
all four of us tried to put one WWE superstar over, all four of us against one other person, we'd all lose. Could you imagine
That's in
if
real
Brock
life.
That's a
Lesnar hit the
Dominic
ring?
Mysterio.
If Brock Lesnar hit the
I'm
ring, I'm
watching
putting
Dominic Mysterio.
myself over. I'm throwing myself
Brock
over the
Lesnar.
top. I don't want any
Now,
of that.
The only one we have a chance with is Dominic Mysterio. He can't wrestle.
Oh, I kick
he's-
it his
I'm
ass.
bigger than him.
I'm beating the shit
I'm
out of
beating the
Dominic
fuck out of
Mysterio.
him.
That's for
do we
sure.
get to
Like, that's
pick
not
who
a
wins
Like
question.
I
that?
used to be an actual wrestler. Like I'm suplexing the shit out of him. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's light work.
That's a
I
joke.
ain't even worried
Yeah.
about him.
Get out of here. Yeah, that's a joke. He looks like it looks like it's, and I know he's Ray's son, that's why he's there, but Dominic honestly looks like a charity or something. Like brought
He
him
looks
out.
like somebody who should be banging groceries.
Right.
It's like the Make-A-Wish Foundation for the WWE.
It looks like it's like the WWE is doing somebody a solid. But could you imagine us standing next to John Cena? For the love, oh Lord, we'd be in a world of hurt. Oh man,
Yeah.
Big E comes back, just throws all of us over the top rope at once.
Yeah.
First of all, Big E can me and Big E would be cool. I'd be real cool with the New Day.
Big E gonna slam the shit out of you.
Nah, I'm gonna stick Big E on y'all. That's what's gonna happen.
So you don't understand how the Rumble works. There is a WWE title shot at the end of that
You
match.
have to understand that I'm
get them.
First of all,
white guy, like I'm
get the whiteys. Always race with you. You guys are the racist, most racist. They did this on PSVG.
I'm an equal opportunity hater. I said all of y'all.
Always
all of y'all. I wasn't discriminating. We Florida.
We knew what you meant by all of y'all. We know exactly what you were talking about.
Who's we? I'm not. I got nothing to do with this.
You see how inconspicuous Josh has been this whole time? That's probably the answer. Josh probably lasts the longest. He just hangs out ringside. Nobody even knows he's even in the match.
You wouldn't
he's just fall asleep ringside.
It's too late.
He's just there. Hey guys, what's going on?
It's 9 o'clock.
Kaiju.
Oh, man.
Kaiju totally, talking to both of you. I hope you guys read this.
It's totally not because I haven't watched wrestling in 15 years. Look, that's why.
That's you. That's you two.
First of all, I was trying to put you over, Donnie.
We know
I was trying to get you to win. All right.
We know what you meant by y'all.
Sons of
he said y'all. I'm gonna get the new.
We know what he meant.
We know what he meant. Like whoa,
what are you talking about? You people.
See, this is ridiculous.
I was offended.
It always comes back to skin color with you guys. Always.
Oh boy.
Listen here, guys. There's no room for that in gaming. Okay, there's no room for that in gaming and podcasting. Be better.
No.
I can't even get a straight face.
Okay, that's gonna do it for episode 40 of the Play Some Video Games podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed all of our shenanigans here. Feel free to follow us on the Twitters at PSVG. Follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/playsomvideogames. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/PSVG. And just come hang out in the Discord or follow Donnie on Twitter at Eat the Hype and tell him why he's wrong about whatever you want to tell him he's wrong about.
Y'all need to come give like some reading material, some pamphlets, some education to these two. Okay. This is 2022. We need to get them into the new world.
No, thank you.
I'm fine with that.
That was both crosshaired answers. Josh, thanks for coming to hang out with us, dude. As always,
thanks for having me.
Board of Video Games, amazing show.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Check out, well, you guys know me from Board of Video Games, but check out Dollar Cinema. We can do some good
new episode
over there.
Coming out this weekend.
Yeah, we did Gattaca from 1997.
Ooh,
got it in my inbox. I got it ready.
Lucas's first time seeing it, and then for this month we're watching Moonlight. So
that's better than Moonfall.
Excited.
I don't know what Moonlight is, but it's got to be better than Moonfall. Moonfall sucks.
Well, Moonlight won Best Picture, so it has a great cast. So I'm looking. I haven't seen it. I'm looking forward to watching it. I heard the plot of Moonfall. And I cannot wait to watch it.
It's awful. It's real. Josh, it's grown ups too bad. It's real bad.
I've heard it. It's really bad. I can't wait to watch it.
This is so bad, it's going to eventually be good, and it's going to be a cult classic.
And if you're listening to this live on the day that you're listening to this live on the day it came out, remember, I'm hanging out on Twitch. We're watching.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're watching games be announced and not ads. Hopefully, it's better than Game Awards. I have no faith that it will be.
It's going to be ads.
It's going to be ads. It'll be a lot of ads. So many ads. But I'll have sushi. Come hang out with me. We can answer questions, eat sushi while we watch Jeff Keighley talk about
commercials.
Lord knows what. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. And on that note, play some video games.
Peace.
No.